They said it was tech, a hiccup in the game. But now we know the truth, the deal is to blame. No Xbox this time, caught up in the hype. Promises and deals, it's a console type. Exclusivity blues. Oh, we're feeling the news. Thought it was tech, but it's deja vu. Game keeps us waiting, want it on our screens. Tale of the WuKong, caught in sacred schemes. They say just hold tight, patience is the key. But I can't help but wonder, when will it be free? Exclusivity blues. Oh, we're feeling the news. Thought it was tech, but it's deja vu.
25.
It's coming.
Game keeps us waiting, want it on our screens. The tale of the WuKong, caught in sacred schemes. They say just hold tight, patience is the key. But I can't help but wonder, when will it be free? Exclusivity blues. Oh, we're feeling the news. Thought it was tech, but it's deja vu. They said it was tech, a hiccup in the game. But now we know the truth, the deal is to blame. No Xbox this time, caught up in the hype. Promises and deals, it's a console type. Exclusivity blues. Oh, we're feeling the news. Thought it was tech, but it's deja vu. Game keeps us waiting, want it on our screens.
Oh no!
Tale of the
We
WuKong,
suck again!
caught in sacred schemes. They say just hold tight, patience is the key. But I can't help but wonder, when will it be free?
Stop!
Exclusivity
Enough!
blues. Oh, we're feeling the news. Thought it was tech, but it's deja vu.
On their little goo goo gaga. On their little goo goo gaga. My little baby, little Fisher Price plastic toy.
Stop! Enough!
25.
It's coming. Oh, PlayStation. Oh, PlayStation. Oh, PlayStation. Oh, PlayStation.
Great circle.
Game
Bitches.
keeps us waiting, want it on our screens. The tale of the WuKong, caught in sacred schemes. They say just hold tight, patience is the key. But I can't help but wonder, when will it be free? Exclusivity blues. Oh, we're feeling the news.
Of Ali's juicy
Thought it was tech,
phrase.
but it's deja vu.
I can go directly to black nuts.
Oh no! We suck again!
Yo, what's up, grinders? Late night grinds, my gears in the house. How's everybody doing, yo? Hopefully you're coming over from Thrifty's show. Shout out to Thrifty. Opening up the Grindhouse open mic night. Dude, it's the tennis day in this playlist. Don't worry, man. Hey, you want those in video format in a playlist? You got him as Ultimate Grinder over there, man. But yes, we are doing late night grind my gears. So Oh, goodness gracious. So this whole thing that we were talking about over on Thrifties, if you missed it, with this whole thing with WuKong being now they're changing their tone. There's Thrifty, there he is. Now they're changing their tone, talking about how it was technical issues, and now they're saying, no, it was a deal. No, it was a deal. We know what happens when Phil makes a deal, right?
Is that a deal?
No, I keep losing at deals, and I don't want to make a deal anymore. I am leaving, and you can't stop me. I'm packing my bags.
Exactly, Phil. We know how deals go. We know. It's the greatest cope job ever, Don Johnson. That's right, man. Just come into the Discord, CosmicHero. Just come into the waiting room, if that's where you are. Go into there. I'll get you in there. But yeah, we'll just have some things. Yeah, so like it has to be excuses. It has to be excuses why a game is on Xbox. The fact is that Black Myth WuKong struck fire, hit the ground running, and now everybody wants to be part of it. And the thing is that one of the consoles, the one that's supposed to be the most powerful, like the X and all this other bullshit, the most powerful console, the cares about gamers, the biggest company, $80 billion spent, is not in the conversation. And I think it's so funny is the real problem with a lot of these people, and maybe it is an exclusivity deal, but my whole point is, who cares? If it is an exclusivity deal, then guess what? That makes it even worse for you. It's not a coping mechanism. It's going to make it even worse for you. You want to know why? Is because for Black Myth WuKong to go to PlayStation and not on Xbox, if it was a deal, first off, it's on Steam. Like, it's not a PlayStation console exclusive. Like, if they wanted it, they should have Stellar Bladed it, right? If Sony was going to pay for exclusivity, why would they say, oh, just put it on ours, but put it on Steam? They would Stellar Blade it, right? Only coming on Xbox. Only coming on PlayStation. They would do the same thing like they did with Final Fantasy VII. Only on PlayStation. Like, if you're going to pay for exclusivity, then you pay for exclusivity, right? Why is it on Steam? Why did they even had basically a benchmark test on Steam? Like, why is it on? If Sony was money hatting this thing, like, why would they just be like, yo, let's do the same thing we did with Stellar Blade. Let's do the same thing we did with Final Fantasy. Like, if you're going to money hat, man, you money hat. Especially with the install base you have. Why would it be on Steam then if that's the deal that Sony's making? Because that would sound like a shit deal. No. Like I said on Thrifty's podcast, Microsoft spent 2 years talking about how bad they suck, how bad they are. You think they were, oh, they're just lying. They're really, no, dude, they really suck. They weren't lying. They were under oath. They were saying truly how bad they were. And then you wonder why this year is Phil needs his money, or Satya needs his money. That's the thing. Like, you wonder why. And if this was an exclusivity deal, if Sony did money hat this thing to not come to Xbox, let me tell you something. It's even worse then. That doesn't make an excuse. That shouldn't make you happy as an Xbox owner. Like, oh, well, that's why it's not there. It's not no technical limitation because we got the weakest booster box in there that developers have outright said, we hate the shit and we don't want to develop. Word out of Gamescom was that they wanted developers at Gamescom were like, yo, we want them to stop having us to have to make games for the S. Word out of Gamescom. Developers, own people are saying they don't want to make S games. They want to make it on the X. The S is a problem, but you don't want to admit that. Instead, you want to say, oh, it's not technical. Sony just paid for exclusivity. Well, listen, that makes it even worse. And you want to know why? Because Sony didn't have to sit through 2 years of FTC trials, of CMAs, of lawyers, of dressing Phil up in a tuxedo, putting people under oath, Satya coming out saying, let us compete, saying how bad they suck. Sony did this all on the sly because only Paul Tassi, who's crawling up people's asses figuring out what's going on, was rat ass trying to figure out, like, oh, is this, initially it was a technical issue, but now it's not. It's like, okay, well, who gives a shit? The fact is that it's not on Xbox. Somebody's heads are going to have to roll. But there was no $80 billion spent to get one of the biggest games of the year on their platform. Same thing as last year with Baldur's Gate 3. No legal fees, no FTC, no courtroom documents, just to get games to us. None of that bullshit. We didn't need any of that. Did we need to sit through trials and tribulations and courtrooms and have Florian Miller, these Twitter lawyers going off there? Like, to get Deathloop exclusive, to get Ghostwire Tokyo exclusive? No. Did Sony have to sit through legal documents and fees to get Stellar Blade, Grand Blue Fantasy, Final Fantasy? Did we need to sit through courtrooms, CNTV, whatever the hell they're watching, C-SPAN? No. Just to get games to your platform. No. If they're able to do, the problem is that the game that people want to play, because FOMO is a bitch and you're on the thing that sucks, that they don't know, they don't care about bringing games to you. They care about stringing your stupid ass along and increasing their prices to their services to sucker you guys to keep paying month after month after month after month as they delay their games. I brought it up on Thrifty's podcast. You want to talk about money hat, and so Microsoft money hatting themselves with Towerborn, dude. Towerborn. A Microsoft Game Studios game going exclusively to Steam. In early trials, when you have your own Xbox preview program, you're not even putting it there on the console. You're giving Steam outside, quote unquote, your ecosystem. You are making a game outside of your ecosystem. It's not on Windows 11 store in preview. It is on Steam preview for a price. It's not even in their own Windows App Store. It's not even in their ecosystem. Microsoft Game Studio is putting that game Towerborn on Steam. And themselves, Xbox themselves are
Skip.
Yeah.
But skip.
Where you go?
Skip. We skip.
Simple as that.
Skip.
just like they went out there and they talked about how Indiana Jones going to PlayStation was the news. Nobody can recall the release date for PC and Xbox. It's like, no, the news was spring 2025. Is this subtle? Well, let me tell you something. Where is it? Right here. Look at this. And you want to worry about WuKong, whether it's technical or Sony did it? Look at your own self. Paul Tassi, why don't you go interview the Towerborn devs and ask them this? Why does it have it on their own friggin' website? Look. What does that say? What does that say? Clown circus shows? What does it say? Towerborn, Microsoft published game. Quote, here it is. Limited time exclusive on Steam. Do I need to zoom in anymore? When Microsoft Game Studios published game, limited time exclusive on Steam. There's no bullshit about previews program. We want to test it out first. No, this is a blatant Xbox by themselves.
Skip.
Yeah.
But skip.
Where you go?
Skip. We skip.
Simple as that.
Skip.
Skip. Just like they used Sony to promote Indiana Jones in the spring. Look at their website. This is Talbot website. Look. You could pre-order it on Steam. Wishlist that son of a bitch on Xbox. It's made by Xbox Game Studios. Wishlist that bitch.
Great ass!
Wishlist like everything else you do. Wish, I'm wishing, I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm wishing, I'm wishing. This is your own shit, and you're worried about WuKong. Whether it's the Booster X, the S that can't handle the goddamn game, or whether Sony bought some exclusivity. Dude, what about your own goddamn games? Own goddamn games. You want to see? I'll give you some more. They're so transparent. Well, let's do some more transparency. Let's see. Let's look at Towerborn on Steam. Let's look. When's it coming to Xbox? Please tell me. Oh, look. Play it day one on Xbox. Coming some whenever the fuck in 2025. Whenever the fuck in 2025. And day one in Game Pass. Whenever the fuck that is. But buy it on Steam. Oh, really? I'm going to buy it on Steam. Let's see what they say. Oh, look at this. Well, hunky fucking dory. Look at this one, grinders. And they worried about WuKong. Who's the publisher? Who's the publisher? Please.
Great ass!
Who are they worried about? You got a date on Steam, September 10th. Publisher Xbox Game Studios. Timed exclusive right there. Limited time exclusive on Steam. Xbox published studios. Who's skipping who? Their own company is skipping the console. Their own fucking company. And we're worried whether WuKong is a technical problem. That's news. Or if it's an exclusive deal from Sony. That's news. No, this is fucking news. This is news. That rat bastard should have crawled up Phil Spencer's asshole to figure out what the hell's this? Oh, it's because we want to get some test case and Steam early access. Xbox got early access. Just ask goddamn Grounded. Grounded was in early access for 3 friggin' years. I'm not no goddamn investigator. But my God, this is goddamn news. And on Steam nonetheless, not in Windows 11 store, not even in their goddamn ecosystem. They are skipping Xbox entirely because they want to sell the game. But WuKong, that's news. That's news. That fucking news right there. That's news. That's a head scratcher. But no, they look at this and go,
Move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here. Please.
that's news. So, a source knowledgeable to the situation has told me that Black Myth WuKong is not currently on Xbox because of an exclusivity deal. But it's on PC, though. And it's not delayed because of any sort of technical issue, he said. Oh, okay. That means that the Xbox S is still relevant. Okay, thank you. Just 1 week ago, Tassie reported that the game wasn't on Xbox due to a tech issue. Memory leaks. This comes based on the statements made from the developer Game Science. The developer themselves said it was a tech issue, but some knowledgeable person says it may be an exclusivity deal. This is where we're at. That's news, but Towerborn, that ain't news. Welcoming CosmicHero to the Gaming Grindhouse. You know him in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, CosmicHero, how you doing, man? Welcome to the Grindhouse.
I'm good. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear CosmicHero? I may have to
I'm using.
I may have to boost
I'm
you.
just using some basic Bluetooth headphones that I have, so
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone can hear me very well.
I'm giving you a boost. I'm gonna boost you. Boost.
Booster.
I'm boosting you up. There you go. You're boosted. Let me know if you can hear him. I think you can hear him. Yes. So what do you think about this? What do you think about this whole exclusivity thing? Does it even matter?
I think honestly, Jez, it's the same shit we've heard for years and years and years. You know, honestly, this all started back like during the Xbox One days where Phil was like, "Oh, we're gonna get more exclusives, and exclusives here, exclusives there," and that's when it really kind of became more of a thing. It all of a sudden stopped becoming a problem because Sony started getting more exclusives, and Xbox just started, what, we're gonna put our games everywhere, and that's kind of where we are now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I think, and I was saying on Thrifty Show like that how the install base got so far apart. Like I think they even reported, and they were trying to damage control that like 5-1. They were trying to say like it's now at 5-1. Like,
oh man,
did you see that? Like that tweet out there? Like,
yeah,
and then they were trying to damage control that.
I was like, I was at work. I saw that shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Like 5-1. It's like, dude, like we know it's big. Like, I don't know if it's that big, but the thing is that the install base has gone so large that in order for Microsoft to do that Rise of the Tomb Raider deal, Phil said, he's like, I'm done with timed exclusives. He just said he's done with it, but not the industry. And like, that's the thing. You Xbox, everything that has happened to them has been all self-inflicted because they are trying to be so disruptive to think that they could rattle a Sony and Nintendo to kind of conform. The problem is that Microsoft, with all the money in the world, they're like this rich guy that thinks he could get everything. And like, dude, wake up. Nobody's following you. You're just a rich dude sitting in a tower somewhere thinking that you could change the world, and you ain't changing shit because you have no leverage in this business. You may have the money, but the money can only go so far. And that's where they're seeing it. The money has taken them as far as they can go. They could own everything, but now they need to deliver, and the money is not going to help them there. That's the talent. That's the curation. That's the skill set that they're not curating at that company. They are letting them just pump out bullshit because they just bought it, and people just think just because Microsoft wrote a check that that studio or whatever is like elated, like they're basically now this A tier, and they're not. Everybody has done worse under them.
Oh yeah,
better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I don't know who posted it a while ago, but like Microsoft is the American Embracer. Like I don't know if you saw this, but like you see a tweet a little bit ago where Embracer said that they like canceled like 70 plus projects and like fired hundreds of people. Like this is the shit I've been having a problem with all these big conglomerates just buying up all these, smaller studios and these publishers, because now we're seeing it. Bethesda is unionizing right now. You've got freaking what is it? Raven Studios is unionizing right now, and they're actually fighting Microsoft because Microsoft was not fair about something. I didn't read the whole thing, but like this also leads into another thing, which just recently news dropped. Gamatsu had just posted that what was it? NetEase, a Chinese-based company, just basically told the Vision of Mana studio, yeah, congrats on your launch of your game. We're getting rid of you.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
the studio that's got the one that Visions of Mana that just dropped that demo. That game is like friggin' awesome.
Yeah, Visions of Mana is amazing. It's one of my favorite Mana games right now, and they basically just said, yeah, we're going to decline to comment. And I was sitting there like, of course you fuckers are going to say that.
Yep, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, that's what I was saying, like on the previous show. Like, what gets approved, like when they own so much, like they're just gonna finish up the project. Like, hey, if say you were a company, right, and I bought, and you were working on something, like, yeah, you were working on something, I bought you to work for my company. Like, I'm gonna let you finish what you're working on, because I'm not gonna have you scrap it and start anew, because I'm gonna lose the time there. I'm gonna let you finish that. But now when you're done and you've given me the content that I needed from you, the next step is like, do I approve your next project? And I go, you know what? I got 30 of you right now. I'm not approving 30 projects. You go work with somebody else, or I don't need you anymore. Thank you for what you gave me, because I bought you. Because that's what you got to look at. Think about Microsoft's roadmap in the last few years, right? If they never bought Bethesda, what would they have in the last 2 years?
Absolutely not a goddamn thing.
Nothing. And that's crazy. Is going into Bethesda, they had Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games. What was it? They had all those studios. They bought State of Decay devs, Undead Labs. They bought Playground. They bought like seven studios. They bought Double
They
Fine.
bought, like, it was, because I remember E3 of 2018.
Yeah, they bought tons.
They were up on stage, and Phil's up there
Just
with
listing.
just listing company after company. I'm like, thanks, Phil. Like,
open up the initiative, right? They opened up the initiative. They think about all this movement they had before they even walked in Bethesda, and now look at their last 2 years. First off, 2 years ago was supposed to be Redfall and Starfield. Those got delayed, and they wound up having nothing in 2022.
Well, we all know how that ended.
Oh, and they bought Obsidian as well. But just Bethesda. So 2022, Phil admitted, was sucked. Last year was all Bethesda. It was all from the Bethesda deal. It was Hi-Fi Rush, it was Starfield, it was Redfall. After a year of no Bethesda, which that was supposed to be a Bethesda year, was that year, last year. And then this year was finally Ninja Theory, who they purchased in 2018. And what's left?
Nothing.
Anything from their studios? Call of Duty from their Activision purchase, which is insane. I wouldn't even count that, because that comes out every year to begin with. And then what other game is there? Indiana Jones from who? Their Bethesda deal.
Janky Jones
is from the Bethesda deal. If they never bought Bethesda, you would have no Janky Jones this year. You would have no Hi-Fi Rush. We don't have any Hi-Fi Rush. You won't have stuff. You wouldn't have the last 2 years, 3 years of games from them if they never bought Bethesda. So they went out and bought them to have content for the recent lack of content. So when those studios are done, thank you for filling in my space. You're done. And that's where I feel that a lot of these companies, just look at Hi-Fi Rush. That was in development. They didn't know what to do with it. They stealth dropped it. Thank you for your services. Sayonara. We're done with you. Sequel and all, take it. We don't want it. We're done. You gave us what we needed from you. We needed a game out of you before we got you, because you were working on something. You dropped the game. Sayonara. Thank you. You're done.
Yep. It was what happened to the Vision of Mana developers.
Now
NetEase basically said, "Hey, we got a game out of you. Congrats, you're fired."
Exactly. Thank you for giving.
That kind of really pissed me off, because
that sucks.
As a massive Square Enix fan.
Yeah, that game looks friggin' awesome. That demo is awesome. It looks so good.
The combat's amazing. It's beautiful visuals, great animation. And then, you think, oh, this is going to sell well. And then you get news like this, and you're like,
that's bullshit.
Great.
Donnell Brown says, go to bed, bootleg Jez. Donnell, I'm not going to take that as an offense. You do not call me bootleg Jez. This is the real deal.
Great ass!
Get the hell out of here, Donnell Brown. He's just mad at me because of Concord. He's just mad at me. But,
But now,
just listen, I'm glad I went live. Because as we were calling all this bullshit,
Lucci
on the prowl sends me the news of here you go. This is the media nowadays. This is what grinds my gears. This is why I was going off on a whole tirade on friggin' Thrifty's things, is because the media is a bunch of bullshit. That's what they are.
Oh, dude,
they see a
I've been
tweet,
going off for days about it.
dude, and they look at this. Ready? Black Myth WuKong. Here's the article, right? Watch this. Watch this.
Mhm.
Here we go. Dun, dun, dun.
Avowed is juicy 30 frames.
Oh shit, not that button.
25. It's coming.
It's coming. Now we got the real reason Black Myth WuKong coming out isn't on Xbox has been revealed. The rumored Xbox hardware memory leak issue isn't to blame. The absence, it's all Sony's fault. But now there's an update, ladies and gentlemen, an update from another insider. An update 3 minutes ago. Sources have told insider Shape Show Nick that Black Myth WuKong did not have a timed exclusivity on PlayStation.
The sheep of the gaming industry.
They're all
fucking
sheep,
gaming
man.
journalism. They all are. I mean, I was like, if you join the Discord in Thrifty, I highly recommend it because it's just a great place to go. But like, I've been ranting about the gaming like industry, not the industry, but like gaming journalism.
Just
for,
like
days
the dev
now.
said, Josh said. Just the dev said it. The dev said it was a memory leak issue. It was a technical issue why it's not on Xbox. And now they're saying listen, if it was an exclusive, why wouldn't it be a real exclusive? Why would it be a PC, PlayStation exclusive? Why would they pay just to keep it off of an Xbox? I don't think you need to pay a lot. You could just be like, yo,
no, not really.
there you go. Look at it. And they're like, yeah, you're right. I'm not going over there. Just stay, like, you don't even need to do a big sell. Like, they're probably like, yo, I'll buy a fucking a Happy Meal. And they're like, yo, that's fine. I'll take a Happy Meal. I'll put it on your PlayStation. Like, there's not a lot of persuasion you need to do to say, don't put it on there.
No.
They don't want to work on the S. Like, they don't want it. But there you go. Now Shape Shield Nick. But the thing is like, you know, these are all the same shit happened with the whole games going to PlayStation stuff. These insiders of on insiders, it's like, this is what I heard. This is what I heard. I was pissing over here. He told me while I was taking a shit. Like, everybody just does. They try to outsource each other. They're like, what my insider, you know, shut the fuck up, everybody. Like, shut up.
Yes, please. We would all really much appreciate it.
Please. Because guess what? This is not even news. Customer. I told you what the news was. Fucking Towerborn skipping Xbox. That's a Xbox published game skipping Xbox. That's the fucking news. And guess what?
Xbox skipped themselves.
Yeah, they skipped themselves. That's a fucking news article for the day. But you won't write that one because, oh, you're going to hurt their feelings while they're down on Indiana Jones. But that's news. And guess what? There's no clarification here. There's no like, oops, we made a mistake. No, they're telling you in crystal clear, we are exclusive on Steam. Fuck our console. They said it themselves. There's no changes. There's no 20 updates that you're going to need to do. Like, oh, well, update this, update that. My sources tell me this. My sources tell me that. No, you don't have to update your article 3 fucking times every 2 minutes. Because you're trying to make Sony look bad. Did the same thing with the $70 games. Same thing with the... Wait for the price of the Pro. I was talking about this afternoon. Wait, holy shit. Wait. All these people are going to come out there. Meanwhile, not one person opened their mouth about a $600 Series X and a goddamn SpongeBob SquarePants goddamn $600 console. Nobody said anything about Microsoft charging super high money for the same hardware. Nobody said a peep.
Nope, they didn't.
Sony's going to come out with a Pro. Oh, the price. Oh, it needs to be mass market appeal. Oh, all this other stuff. They're not going to sell those. Yeah, just like the Portal wasn't going to sell, you clowns.
Yeah,
but here you go.
I made this. Yeah, I made this analogy earlier. It's like, you know, oh, nobody needs a Pro, and I'm like, well, tell that to like, and because I'm a huge car guy, like tell that to Ferrari, who makes cars for like rich people, and nobody says, oh, we don't need Ferraris, but they still make them and still make a shitload of money. Like the PS5 Pro.
Who are they for?
The PS5 Pro. Yeah, who are they for? But the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be for those who want the upgrade. Of course, it was never going to be like this hugely mass-marketed thing. I would imagine they would make enough for everyone to purchase, so we could avoid another 2020, scalping spree by these idiots who would upcharge like thousands of dollars for these damn things. But once this Pro comes out, it's it's done. Like, if I'm gonna if I give a good example, if I go to the the electronics section at like Walmart or Target, and I see like $600 Xbox and $600 PS5, I look at the games, I look at what they have and everything, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna go to the PS5 Pro because guess what? It has the games, it has everything I want, it's more powerful, and I'll get an actual use, a bang for my buck.
Exactly, and that's what I said. They were doing the same thing with the VR. They were saying like, "Oh, who's this for?" They need mass market, man. Dude, like they did what they need to do. Like you can't go up in price. Like if you can't start at 400 and go, "Oh, you know what? Let's make it 5." You could always go down. So you can make the early adopters, the people that are going to spend the most and buy the most, put it up there at $600, $650. They'll buy it, and then guess what? The next year, maybe you drop the prices down to $600, have it on sale for $575, but you can't launch it at $500 and go, "Oh, what? Next year we're going to make it $600." It's like, no,
you can't.
You got to add something to it now. Like you're not going to. You only could go one way, and this thing just shows. And shout out to Anthony Perez with the 5. He goes, "This is the dumbest conspiracy. Whenever Sony has a time exclusive, they plaster that all over their trailers. Why on earth wouldn't they promote it?" Anthony, and you're right. If Black Myth WuKong was one of their exclusives, don't you think it would have been in that state of play that was a few weeks before James?
It would have been everywhere.
Jeff Keighley's show. It was on Jeff Keighley's show. Why would Sony put? If I spent money, why would it be on Jeff Keighley's thing and not on the state of play that happened a few weeks before?
Why would you want to waste time at Jeff Keighley's show?
That's stupid work for Microsoft to do. Like they're like, "Oh, let Keighley announce Indiana Jones." But if it was exclusive, it would have been on their state of play. Like all their other games that they've promoted and that they've kind of got exclusivity to, like Stellar Blade at a state of play, or Grand Blue, like Final Fantasy. If they spend the exclusivity, they would have put it on their state of play just a few weeks before. Why would they have Jeff Keighley show it at his show? Then, on top of that, why would it be on PC? Like, they just paid just to keep it off Xbox? Like, because they thought a game like this would sell on Xbox anyway? Like,
no, not really. I mean, even if you look at the anecdotal data, like Black Myth WuKong sold like 80%. Most of the sales were on PC in China. China's like the world's biggest market for PC gaming. Shout out to
they would never pay to keep that off of there. Like the developers would be silly.
King Thrash made that analogy a while ago. Like, this is for PlayStation putting their games on PC for the Chinese market, because then guess what Black Myth WuKong did? It increased PS5 sales like crazy.
Yeah. And it just goes to show like they are really, the thing is that they are really isn't like they're trying to make news where there is no news. And I don't know why. We saw this last year with the issues with Baldur's Gate. The biggest game of the year was not on Xbox because of a technical issue. Like they couldn't get optimization on, and it came out in December. And now we're looking at Black Myth WuKong, and we're in a similar situation. Whether they just don't want to admit that Microsoft made a bad decision, and that S is not, like nobody thought about the future of this S. They thought that this S was going to carry throughout the next the whole generation. Dude, it was weaker than the One X. It had a better processor and it has worse RAM, and it wasn't gonna. And that's why when you see games made for Xbox, when they finally make that Xbox port, the Xbox port, the Series X doesn't look better because it's sharing the assets or the build of the S. You see it. It's the weirdest thing. Like when they show these comparisons, it shows the PS5 and PC. They look similar. You could see that it's toned down from the PC. And then you look at the Xbox, and the Xbox is in its own friggin' world. It's like, yo, they got trees missing, the same trees missing on the S and the X. They got the same leaves missing. And meanwhile, on PC and PlayStation, all that shit's there. It's like the Xbox booster builds. And it's like, why is the Series X have the same shit missing that the S does? And it looks like that they are building for the S, or they are working in a different world when they work on Xbox. That's what happens. It's the craziest thing. But now this thing's going to go back on this shit.
I'm just surprised that Microsoft thought this was a good idea. Like, I'd really want to be a fly on the wall at the R&D over at Microsoft and Redmond and just listen to the shit that they thought was gonna work.
Dude, it was a
Like-
Game Pass deal. It was like let's
Oh, yeah.
sell them low
You're my
and get
number
that
one
subscription.
customer.
Let's spam the gamers with no games but hardware and get them to subscribe to the service. That's why they weren't pressured to have a launch lineup or launch anything, because they knew
No.
they wanted people just to buy the subsidized box, the cheap box, and then subscribe and have 200 games of yesteryear on their console. And they thought, like, oh, they'll have this instant game collection, you know, sort of like Sony played that kind of game with the PS3. Like the PS Plus was sort of like this instant game collection. Like you buy the console, you get this, you pay the subscription, you get all these games that you could play. And I think Microsoft
you got
was
a
betting on
collection.
that. You know, they were betting on that thing. They were betting on selling Game Pass. That's why having a big releases lined up, they just had Halo. They're like, yeah, that's all I know. And they're like, the rest of the stuff, we don't need anything else, because we just say they're going to buy the box and subscribe, and they're going to have all these games, and they can play the games even better on the X, and that's it. They bet on Game Pass, and they never thought about developers. Like, I was listening to MM2K. I think it's MM2K. Yeah, awesome videos on his channel. Listening to him. And he brought up a video that Brad Sams was showing, where he was talking about the S and how there are going to be restrictions, and the developers are not very happy. And we saw these articles as well when the S was announced. Like, developers were not happy that they have to develop for a weaker hardware going into the new generation. And now,
they were unhappy about that.
yeah, so Microsoft basically pissed off the developers. They didn't do "we heard you." They pissed them off. So now they're here now, and the developers, with the install base that they have, it's not worth it. Like you said, with the Capcom stuff, it's not worth it. Well, Josh was saying that, but it was not worth it for them to build a game for the Xbox and then put it over there. And that's where their install base is so small that now it's like, and the problem Microsoft has is that the S actually probably has a higher install base than the X. So they're screwed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wanna
Oh,
with
yeah.
the 2. He goes, this just in, WuKong is a Black Nut exclusive.
I can go directly to Black Nuts.
Oh, shit. Thank you, Wanna. It is a Black Nut exclusive. But yeah, breaking news. Thank you to Lucci for sharing this 3 minutes ago. Shapeshill Nick. Now, again, Shapeshill Nick, I guess he's right with some things. He keeps saying, you know, all these guys.
He was the one originally that talked about Black Myth WuKong, I believe.
Yeah, I guess he has connections. He was, he was sitting there at breaking news here, sitting with our good friend, the bearded Xbot guy. So he got some insight from here. He said, what's going on with Black? Yeah, I could edit it. He could, like, what's going on with WuKong? And then he goes, what WuKong? And he's staring at the PS5 Pro. But I don't know, like,
I love this image. I love this image. I want to ask, what do you think about the design? I know you probably spoke about that earlier, but I thought I asked you guys. I think it's pretty okay.
Yeah, I think they should go all black with it, like black it out, so that when you're looking at it, there's the white one that's the Pro, that's the Slim, and then the black one with the black blades is the black. But then those lines wouldn't stand out. If they want to do this Adidas, it does look like a sneaker, but I knew that they were gonna do with the like. As soon as we saw the Slim and that was real, I knew that the Pro was gonna be like the Slim because they went to new plates. And they're not going to do the old plates. So the Pro is not going to look like the OG PlayStation 5. It's going to look like the Slim. This is their new design with swappable plates, and also the disc drive. That's probably something where they could kind of just make one SKU of the PlayStation Pro, and then they could just be like, hey, add a disc drive if you want, or something along those lines.
Yeah, because I was I was following, like, I don't know if you know who he is, like Falky.
Oh yeah, I know Falky.
Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was following, like, a lot of the shit he's been saying, and, like, he's been pretty much basically been right from the get-go. Like Sony's basically making a flat price and console across the board.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like
there's
a
not going to be
moddable.
like, you know, yeah, like there's not going to be like 5 different versions of one console, kind of like what Xbox does. But
Yeah,
I mean,
3 different versions is like crazy.
seems, you know, it seems like they have a good plan underway and they know what they're trying to do.
Crazy is that I remember when Phil was talking about the One X on some sort of stage, and he was talking about modularity in the consoles. And I remember doing shows like 5 years ago talking about the modularity of a console.
I think I remember. I don't know. It's been a while.
It was a long time ago. It was One X when he was promoting that, and it made it seem like we're gonna have upgradable consoles or consoles that you could upgrade. And that was like innovation in the console space. And he was talking this back in 2017 when they were preparing, when they were talking, they were called Project Skull. It was Project Scorpio at the time. And saying like, oh, the next console's, you know, modular. And I was thinking like, oh, maybe it's a regular Xbox and you just kind of like, almost like a Nintendo 64 with the booster pack. Boom, like all of a sudden, I remember with Perfect Dark, you had to buy the booster pack for the N64 to get 4
Yeah, there were selected games that you had to buy the booster pack
So I'm like, oh, like get a console, and then, hey, you want that boost, you know, slap on an external GPU, plug it in or something like that, and now your console now is a pro. And I was always thought about this modularity on consoles. Like you could do it, they're PCs basically. Like if you want that space, you just buy an accessory, probably pay a lot of money for it. More so than probably if you just buy it outright for a PC and plug it in, and then you got modularity. And what's crazy is that Phil was talking about that, obviously, because they talk so much. And now you look, and similar to like what they did with the hard drive, like they used the hard drive as modularity, and they kind of added it on, and then basically just built it in. But what's interesting is like this disk is the smartest, I think, of modularity. Like it's like you could permeate the digital market without pissing people off, and at least having a disk drive as an option for those that still use it. And therefore you kind of wean your way out of the physical market, and rather than just being so drastic and going, we're only releasing a digital box, that's all that's left. Instead, what you do is you release the digital one, you keep the disc as an option. And look, that's exactly what they did to the PC. They pulled out the disk drives out of all our towers, all our laptops, and they made them external, right? USB. And guess what happened?
Yeah.
We didn't need them anymore. Maybe you bought one external and that's it. And now you just weaned yourself off of the disk drive, and now they don't even come with disk drives anymore. And now you got to go find an external. But that's exactly what they did. They made it an external accessory if you wanted physical media and as an attachment. And I see the same thing with the consoles. Do the same friggin' thing. Exactly. Hero Down Under says Xbox talks and PlayStation does. Exactly. Xbox talks about the cloud so much, and PlayStation's the one doing 4K 60 cloud streaming on their platform with 3D audio.
Isn't that something?
xCloud's still in beta. Holy shit. PlayStation, Xbox talk, Cosmic. Xbox talked about Game Pass and services for since 2017. Sony drops their service last year, and they're dropping games in there day one. They got the show in there now. They got all these friggin' these games that they've been dropping. They just put all the backwards compatible, the Time Splitters games in there. Like I think Sony's doing the subscription service a lot better than Microsoft does, and got day one games without making a big fuss about it. The Quidditch game coming out.
Yeah.
Did they go on stage at Gamescom going, I want you to make a decision, you to make a decision? No, they're like, yeah, Quidditch, day one, bitch. I don't have to talk about it. They just do it.
Yeah.
They just do it.
There's no questions asked. They just do it.
They just do it. Like, they didn't have to get on some podium and interview with Jeff Keighley going, we really want day one games in PlayStation Plus. We really are looking forward for what games we could put in there. There's going to be a list of games day one. No, it's just like, oh, yeah, here's our games. Oh, shit, Quidditch is coming to day one. It's like, oh, shit. Like, whoa, what? That's it. Just do.
Yeah,
just do.
They'll surprise you. They'll surprise you every now and then. But bounce off your topic about the modular systems, I think Xbox is more or less doing it because of just the fact that they're not doing physical anymore. So I completely see why they're pushing this. But for PlayStation, I see why they're keeping it an option, because physical still does make up a good portion of sales. If it's at least not 50-50, I think maybe it's like a 40-60 maybe.
Uh-huh.
But people still do want physical media, because I see it all the time with like articles like, oh, Sony's going to be in charge of Disney's physical media releases. Capcom says they're going to continue like physical media ports because people want it. It sells. So I think this might be just an Xbox thing, but it could eventually happen. We really don't know what's going to happen.
Xbox has so many variations now. Now they got they have a diskless X, they have a 2 terabyte Galaxy X diskless. That's $600. They got a diskless. The S has always been diskless, and then they got they got all different consoles. Like it's so confusing. Like they had go
ahead.
No, they got all these different ones, dude. Like they got all these different consoles. You got to buy a whole S console. With Sony, you buy one console. And then you just and what's crazy is that if you bought yourself a Slim and a disk drive, you could go trade in just the Slim, keep the disk drive, and use it on the Pro. Probably
on the Pro, because
like
it's just a disk drive. I don't think they
with
do
the disk
anything
drive.
different.
Yeah, I don't think. I would assume it's the same. What's up, SN Kev? How you doing, man? Well, I'm seeing a lot of people. I didn't realize how much of a global audience the Gaming Grindhouse has. Oh my goodness! Well, everybody's in the U.S. and staying up. I'm keeping everybody up.
Yes, Weezard, it's me, Cosmic Chin. He has this joke all the time.
Cosmic Chin?
I don't know.
Chin. No shit.
I hope not.
Weezard wallet right now.
Weezard's crazy, but I was worried when they did the announcement of that white Series X, and I'm like, oh god, please don't tell me you're doing a digital only Series X. Yes, please limit yourself even more.
Yeah, I know.
And then they had that space.
So they have a white diskless X, and then they got the 2 terabyte X with the disc with stripper glitter for $600. Is that what they have?
Yeah. So
something like that.
So they have the original S.
Oh shit! Meek is in Florida, dude. It's 12:30 here too. I was like, we're East Coast. Yeah, we stay up late in the Grindhouse. But yeah, there's breaking news right there. There you go. So like all this talk about the whole like Sony money had in and people going crazy, going, what are you doing? Like, I don't even know why this was news, but now Shape So Nick hears that it doesn't have a time exclusivity. So I'm assuming tomorrow there's going to be a lot of retraction, a lot of discussion of whose insider is more inside than the other one. It's gonna whoever's inside somebody's asshole is gonna be the winner because they're the furthest insider. Like, I don't know how they're gonna who's more inside than the other one.
Yeah,
oh shit! True Virgil's here too. True Virgil, go to bed. There's nothing to see here. Go to bed, True Virgil. There's nothing to see here. You might get another You might get another month membership coming your way. You better go to bed and stay low. I got True Virgil right here.
I can go directly to Blacknuts.
I called him Cosmic Chin. I didn't call him Cosmic Chin. When did I call Cosmic Chin? I called him Cosmic Chin one time. Yo, I don't even know when I'm going.
It might have been a while ago. Weezer just remembers.
Maybe it was cut off. I was like Cosmic on the chin on there. Yeah. But there, all this news. Poor Thrifty is Thrifty. You're here. You seen this news, Thrifty? Where are you? Thrifty wanted to go play Final Fantasy.
Thrifty wanted to play games. He wanted to stop talking.
Thrifty. The audience.
Let's
Game
not
of
guilt
Trolls, but Jez told me. Dude, Paul Tassi once again looking like an idiot, dude. He's like this.
Oh my god.
Bloomberg, I tell you, like they have. See, the problem is they could just put update. They could just put rumor. Like, there's too much flexibility and no ownership of what they put in writing. That's the problem with the media. The media right now has no accountability. There is None. Accountability and reliability. And these places like who's this? Like these places like Bloomberg, Tweak Towns and stuff. Nobody's out there for any kind of integrity. They're just like, who could get bullshit out faster and become viral? It's about virality.
Stick to the wall.
Yes, exactly. Just say some random ass shit, see who picks it up, and then writes articles for it, and we get the clicks, and you get to see what I get. Look, I'm looking at his bullshit, and look how many fucking ads I get all over the place. It's like a goddamn porn website with all this bullshit that's coming up here. The porn sites have less goddamn ads than this bullshit. That's what's crazy. They used to tease that you go to a site, and it's like, look at all these pop-ups and viruses. Dude, you go to these web pages to find gaming news. It is like you go into a fucking scam. Like, I'm like, what the hell? Look at all these ads popping up.
Like,
look at this shit.
I was talking.
I don't even know where the
Discord,
fucking article is.
Yeah, like gaming
Look at this
websites,
one. Who's this?
journalism websites. I can run my business better. What is this?
Look at this Inside Gaming. It looks like I'm on like a fucking like a underground goddamn website. Look at all these ads. There's videos over here. There's some bullshit down here. There's a fucking ad embedded in the video. There's like 5 fucking ads on one screen. I'm keep going. Oh, there's an ad over here. Aces Rock Ally shoved up your ass. And then, oh, there's a tweet from Paul Tassi. Like, that's a source. All of a sudden, goddamn Twitter turned into fucking Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh my God.
Look, there's more ads. Look at all this shit popping up. That's what they want you to do. They want you to click on that bullshit. Braziers has no ads. Fucking ad free. This shit, look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. Braziers has the best ads. Look at all this pop-up shit. I don't even know what's the article and what's the news. Look, there's ads here. Look, is this a video? Look at this shit. This smut.
Why are there like 3 Best Buy ads? Like what
Dude,
is this?
It's smut. Look at all these ads popping up as I'm trying to read what the fucking article is. Why do you think I have a touch screen here? Why do I have a touch screen here so I could zoom in with my hand and I could actually get right to where I'm talking about rather than looking at all this annoyance? But this is what it's about. It's about clicking, and it's about virality, and it's about making money on all these ads because these websites want you to click.
No longer about factual journalism.
No, here's the factual journalism. It's a tweet from Paul Tassi. He probably tweeted this while he's taking a dump, and now he's a fact check. This is it.
I mean,
all of a sudden,
that's where most of his takes come from.
A tweet, yeah, a tweet is all that's source now. So you could say some random shit on X anonymously or whatever the fuck you want to do. Put a blue
I could
check
say the
mark.
world's gonna end tomorrow, and you know, post it, and then
there will be followers.
It.
There will be followers that will follow you, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, let's find out what's next." But this is it. They put a tweet up there, and there they go. And that's what they want to do. And they're like, "Oh yeah, Paul," and then Paul Tassi retracts it, and they go, "Update." Nothing to see here. Yeah, nothing to see here. And that's what they do. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's how they go around, and here you go. And then look, Inside Gaming, Black WuKong exclusivity deal. Did they update their article? Where are they did. Let's see. I'm sure they didn't update. No, they're sleeping now. Tassi has reported. Oh, please.
Snoozing away.
They're snoozing away. You'll see tomorrow how this is none. I'm sure the devs will come out tomorrow and be like, "Yo, this is some horse shit." You know, and now know what's gonna happen. You know what I think sometimes? I think they do this on purpose so that then like the dev will come out and give an official statement. They kind of like scare them into, or they kind of pressure them into like
doing their work or peer pressure. Yeah,
exactly. Like if I'm like, "Hey, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, and you really did." Like if I just ask you, "Hey, did you do this?" and you're like, "No, I didn't do it," and then I'm like, "Did you do it?" and I keep asking you and putting pressure on you, and then I ask like other people to ask you, and you're just like, after a while, you're like, "Oh my god, they think I did do it," and like they pressure you into kind of saying what it is.
Yeah, you get the dev to do something. It's like, "Oh, look at me, look what I did."
Yeah, now like the dev will come out. I want the dev to come out tomorrow morning while I'm sipping on my coffee and go, "All this is fake. The Series S is a piece of shit, and we can't get Blackman to run on it. Peace." And I want that fucking article to run around. I want the dev to wake up tomorrow morning to be with my cup of coffee. I'll spit it out because I want them to be like, "Yep, WuKong is not coming to Xbox indefinitely because the S cannot run the game. Thank you, dude. Suck that
shit we've known for years."
Done. Yeah, but I want the dev just to come out and just say that shit, and everybody be like, "Oh, we tried to say it was a Sony exclusive. We tried." Like what I'm hearing.
They'll try anything.
They'll try anything.
I mean, like at this point, gaming journalism is all but dead, and they're trying anything to stay
look.
relevant.
Here you go. Look at
It's
this
like
one.
Xbox.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Look at this. Here you go. Gaming's dude love. What is this? What is this video about? After he leaked, after he said his spewable shit on his podcast where he's like, I think there's going to be some show at the end of the month. And if there's no show, I don't know when the show is going to be. I can't say whether it's going to be on PlayStation's going to be there. I don't know if it's going to be a Pro. I don't know if it's going to be games. I don't know. I can't say, but I think there's some of that in September. I think I'm right about that. I think there's something in September. There may not be. There may be. I don't know. Maybe there is something. I don't know. Maybe there is something. I can't say if the Pro's going to be there. Maybe there is the Pro. I don't know. I don't know if Sony's going to be. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, it will be there. That's how he does. He doubts himself. Maybe the Pro will be there. The Pro will be there. But no, it's not going to be there. I'm not sure if it'll be there. It could be. I don't know. Maybe. That's how he. I can't listen to this shit. And then after spewing that bullshit on his show, here comes his fucking podcast. Is the PS5 Pro pointless? It's like, will the PS5 Pro underwhelm? Who fucking knows? Do you know anything about it? Did you play on it?
I have never met people so afraid of a gaming console in my entire life.
Right? Like who?
Like
pointless? I'm like, well, then I guess if it's pointless, then we shouldn't. Your show's fucking pointless. That's what's pointless. Your fucking show, because you are spreading rumors that you don't even know. You don't. Like, what are you talking about? You just hyped up a Sony showcase to get all publicity, and now your video now is.
You're questioning the PS5 Pro.
Why?
You're my number one.
They don't want it to exist. Yeah, they don't want it to exist. That's the just the reality of it. Because I think PS5 Pro is probably like I would say like a good early showcase of what PS6 could do. And I think it's just this whole power narrative. Like I was watching No Cap's podcast. It was his latest one where he was just going through all these videos of these Xbox guys just sounding down and depressed and upset. Like, you know, you had bootleg Jez going, you know.
He is a sourpuss, dude. He is sour.
He had a tantrum. Like,
listen, his job depends on what Microsoft does with Xbox because there's nothing else. He is Windows Phone Central. They dropped the phone. Now they're Windows Central. Nobody's going to follow them for business news. Like, nobody gives a shit about Windows. Windows is not even a consumer end product that they even have it. They were a website for the Windows Phone, and they got him for gaming. And if Xbox sucks in gaming, then he sucks with coverage. Like, he has nothing to hype about. Like, he don't even play on Xbox, dude. He plays fucking World of Warcraft on PC. That's why these dudes, they don't care about the console at all. You think Jeff Grubb plays on a fucking console, dude? Oh my God, please. They don't care.
No, they want the attention and they want the money and clickbait views from people.
Yeah,
this is how they make a living.
He fluffed the balls and saying, "Oh, there's going to be some sort of showcase." Now he got everybody's attention, and now he questions, "Well, is the PS5 Pro?" Well, I get if it's not relevant, then I guess your show isn't relevant because I shouldn't care less about when the showcase is. Then, right? Like 6 Xbox were waiting on there, dude. It's wild. Like I've never seen the price watches are going to come out, dude. Yo, and NGC Nelson Gaming Culture
watching since the beginning of the gen.
Yo, oh my God, NG Nelson Gaming Culture with the 2. He goes Cactus Grub. That's right. Gaming's mankind. Gaming's dude love. That's what he is. That's all I say. But they're all Game of Thrones says Paris Grub and everyone. Like, listen, the thing is have some like him. I get him doing a poll like, how much are you going to spend? Is the Pro going to come in too much? Dude, you're going to do that to rile up people. And meanwhile, just like you'll get it for free. And you'll be like, thanks, PlayStation, for sending me the Pro early. And it's like, why would you put out a poll like, is the price there? You're not going to pay for it, dude. Like, you're not going to pay for it. Like, so why would you put out? Why is that a concern for you? You're going to get it for free. Like, is Spider-Man worth it? I don't even know. I'm not even hyped up for Spider-Man. Then he's like, thanks, PlayStation, for sending me the Spider-Man care package. I'll give my review later on this week. Like, what?
Dude, at some point, these Twitter guys are no longer to be taken
It's
seriously.
disgusting, dude.
Like,
it is unreal.
you see this shit going on with
ridiculous.
Paris and the like Dreamcast guy.
Oh my
where,
god,
like, wow.
both of them.
Like that's
Put them
that's
both
like,
in the
that's
bathroom.
like-
God damn it.
that's putting the clown makeup on yourself.
But yeah, seriously, man. Like, just cut it out. Like, and they have it out for each other. You don't talk about me and talk like who are you? Talk about you, man. You put your face out there. You say dumbass shit. People are gonna talk about you. Like, you know
That's
what I
what
mean?
gaming
Just be
media is. It's
genuine. Just be
Yeah,
truthful.
exactly.
Don't talk like don't tell people that you know better than them. Like, oh, you know where the industry's going. You don't know shit. You could say where you would. Why don't you say where you would like the industry to go, or what you think, given this thing, may be beneficial? But don't tell people as a matter of fact, this is where it's going.
This is what's
Just
happened,
get on
yeah.
the train. It's like, no, fuck your
Everything's
train.
gonna be cloud. Everything's gonna be, on
Yeah.
a subscription
How do
service
you
for,
know?
off.
How
You're gonna
do
get
you
it off
know?
of a box of Chips Ahoy and dollar
Exactly.
bill Phil gaming.
And who's leading us there? The Mr. Guy that turns his head on a dime every single time he's talking out his ass, Phil Spencer. That guy who pivoted 5,000 times, putting games on Steam. It was never that before. It was always all Windows ecosystem. Then all of a sudden, nobody went there. Now put it on Steam. Then it was UWP. Oh, one shell for them all. Yeah, that was done. Like, come on.
Phil had no clue.
That company was going to lead us to that. Dude, they can't lead us to shit. They're not innovating at all. They're carrying the cloud.
No.
But and yeah, the Game Pass. Oh, get on Game Pass. Best deal in gaming. How's it the best deal in gaming? Are you comparing it versus other deals? That's like me going Spotify, the best music streaming service. It's like, it's not the only one. There are other options. You may prefer Spotify, but you can't just omit Apple Music and YouTube Music. You can't just forget that they exist. Like, and that's what they tried to do with Game Pass. They're like, Game Pass is everything. It's like, dude, but PlayStation has a subscription. Hell, Nintendo has a subscription. If you love Nintendo games, why is nobody talking about those retro games in Nintendo subscription service? Like, there are other consoles doing subscription services, and I would say the PlayStation console gives you a year discount, and there's more goddamn games that I think are more relevant in PlayStation services than in Xbox services. I think Xbox may get some day one, but they're getting very single A or so. Like that's the thing. But like, you can't just go Xbox Game Pass is the best value in gaming. That's all I want to hear. There are other options. Don't, like, as a influencer.
Yeah, don't cut yourself off from other things.
But you know what's great? I understand if a fan does it. Like, if you like Xbox, you want to say that. But as an influencer, that's why I say, like, these guys, like these Parises and all these other friggin' these Jeff Grubbs and all. Like, if you're gonna give an opinion, you got to give. You could give your opinion on how you feel, but you should not turn off the options of what's really available. You can't be Game Pass is the best. It's like, and that's all it's out of your mouth. It's like, well, what about the other services? You may prefer Game Pass, but you should have a much more open and educational offering to the gaming public, given your stature, if you feel, of where you are, and that, rather than just trying to be as tunnel vision because you want to get some PR out there, some bullshit like that. And that's what I don't understand. Like, I never blame fans for liking what they like. There's Xbox fans that will live and die by Xbox. Yo, do it. I don't care. That's why I never make like fan bots and pony. I don't do that shit, because you can't blame the people. You can't blame people for liking what they like. You could blame the corporations for bad messaging and not delivering on their promises. You could, are the people that kind of promote them are falsely promoting them. Those are the people that are held responsible. It's the PR and stuff. You can't blame the fans. That's why, like, getting on an Xbox podcast and arguing with somebody, it's not worth it. They, like, Boom believes what he wants. And, the thing is, the guy loves exclusives. And I bet you he probably wants Xbox to lock down a Black Myth WuKong, lock down this stuff. They all do. But they know that Xbox is not going to do it. So they got to pacify that eagerness to do it, because they all came out of the woodwork when Phil Spencer stood out there and said, Starfield's exclusive, chest out, wearing the shirt. Like, all of a sudden, exclusives with a shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Make it exclusive, Phil. Do it. And now what happened?
To be honest, If Phil wasn't in that position, if the Series S never existed, Xbox would be in a way better position. They would have gotten Final Fantasy VII Remake. They would have gotten Final Fantasy 16. They would have gotten the Marvel Fighting Collection. They would have gotten all these games that are skipping them left and right. And, you know, it would have been better. But they decided to bet on this Game Pass thing because Satya was going to axe the whole brand in 2014. And Phil said, wait, what do we make it a service?
Yeah.
And then we'll wait 10 years for the service to grow, and the service still doesn't grow.
Yep. And they celebrate him for it. They're like, oh, Phil's like, oh, yeah, you're going to be this. Like, the thing is that I believe this, and this is the other thing, too. Like, as much as Phil is, like, pivoting and stuff, I do believe that he understands what Xbox needs to do. But I think the problem is that the company is just Satya. They don't have any knowledge or any will to do it. And I think that, you know, he may know what they want to do, but he just can't. It's just not working under him. And I think he doesn't have I don't think he has the management to drive and that stuff. You ever hear him? He's always just like very matter of fact and very just kind of like broad thoughts, but get down into the details. Get into that urgency and delivery of that stuff. Stop being a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Like he's a marshmallow. It comes off as
that's the
a
problem.
pushover.
Like he never stood up to Satya. He never said no.
Even to his studios to deliver on quality. Like you went out there. Like how did you go out there, take Redfall on the chin, going we're learning, and put your face in the public and take that beating, and then proceed to let Forza come out the way it did. And Starfield to come out the way it did. Like, you just went out there and took Redfall on the chin, and you let that come out the way it did. And then look at Hellblade 2 and go, yo, it's a good looking. Why is this not more engaging than the first game? That's their vision. And that's their scapegoat, is to blame the devs. They blame their own devs. They go, oh, that's their
how
vision.
do you spend 7 years and make a 5-hour walking simulator and it's worse than the first game?
Dude, you walked more in that game than the first. The first game was more of a game. It's crazy.
Yeah. You damn near fell asleep when we watched the live stream.
I said 25 yawns. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how less engaging Hellblade 2 was than the first game. They had the rock, they had the combat, the parrying.
Asleep playing the game.
Dude, they're freaking. Well, me and Sick, when we found out about the auto fighting, you turn on auto fighting, you just let it fight. Like, what's the purpose of the game? Walk to the fight and just let the computer fight it? You don't do anything. You just watch it.
Yeah, and nothing happens in the game. She may have made a choice where, I choose to be better, but like there wasn't really a lot of emotional.
No, there was no
storytelling.
No. And what I don't understand in that whole thing was like, how the hell is she still haunted by her father when supposedly the first game was when she overcame that fear and got confident? How is he still haunting her? Telling her she's that was the whole purpose of the first game, was he was telling her she can't do stuff, and then she fought back and she's like, no, I can. And then this game, he was still like, he's still shit talking her, and she's like, stop it. Like, I'm like, why?
You got over this in the first game.
That was
why are you having
first
this
game.
issue?
Yeah, why is this shit still happening? She overcame. Oh shit, wanna. Put the lotion away. Get the hell out of here.
That's private time for you, buddy.
It's coming.
It was so disappointing. I was looking forward to Hellblade, but
yeah,
how do you have that? Like, how do you let that go? And we'll see what the next games are. Indiana Jones, and they say like, well, we give our developers the thing, like what they're gonna do and all that other stuff. Oh shit, Donnell Brown, he's still coming at me. Oh, you don't hate me because of Concord? Okay, thank you, Donnell Brown. I appreciate it. There's no hate here in the Grindhouse. Thank you, Donnell Brown, with the $2.
Yeah.
He was upset with me with Concord, though. He's upset with me with Concord. But hey, again, I'm not telling people not to like the game. I don't do these videos where it's like trash. Like, no. I'm gonna play the friggin' game. Like, same thing with Hellblade 2. Like, I just didn't do a video and go trash. No, I played the game and I gave you my opinion.
That's all Twitter's filled with. Like,
that's it, dude. They want to just get
Grub
rid of
actually
it.
said something I agreed with, which I thought would never be on my bingo card. But he said that gamers shouldn't be giving games because we're so fickle in that people just trash stuff for no good reason.
Oh my god.
Like
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, okay,
I forgot the first
that
sentence.
actually makes sense.
Dude, Mankind's Gaming, Jeff Grubb says here, there's no Sony money marketing deal. So Grubb said it too, not just Shapeshifter Nick. It also said that Grubb said it. Oh god, damn, I tell you, man, this is wild.
Cassie, he just ruined his own reputation.
Tass, I'm telling you, like, if I would love to be an insider and just fuck with people, like, because that's what they did. Like, yo, man, I'm gonna yo, there's a showcase next week. All right, yeah, and then I'll tell the other guy, and be like, there's not gonna be a showcase next week, and then I'll watch Twitter, watch them go back and forth. Dude, that's what I think they do. I think they do that shit. Dude, I think they go like, hey guys, it was technical
they all know
issues.
Each other.
Dude, it was technical issues with WuKong. And then they call up the other friend and they go like this and they do a different voice. They're like, there's no technical issues with WuKong. It's a Sony money hat. And then then they call up the other guy and they go,
No, there's technical issues with WuKong. Yeah.
and they just have this, they say different shit to different people. And then they watch on Twitter. They're like,
it's like, it's
eat the popcorn.
You ever see that Spider-Man meme where he's pointing at himself? That's
exactly, dude. Oh man, it's probably the same guy with a fucking voice changer. He's probably this, dude. Oh man, I got the one. Where's the? Oh, I don't even know if my shit works anymore.
I heard that. Oh,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah,
that's what I'm saying.
This.
Like, oh, what I hear. It's like the battle of the inside. It's the same thing. Like, yo, I hear everything's coming. Oh, I heard it's only 4 games. Oh, I heard it's Halo. Oh, I didn't hear it's Halo. It's not Halo. Yes and no. It's Gears now. It's not Gears. And they just go back and forth. And you see them on Twitter. They're like, my insider says that it's Gears, and then says my insider said it's not Gears. I'm like, it's probably the same guy fucking with you.
Yeah, he's probably got like 50 different alt accounts.
The same guy that's like he's the same guy that's fucking with you, man. It's the same guy just dropping this thing. Like, you guys, like, oh my god, please.
Like that article earlier though, like they're saying, oh, since Indiana Jones, is coming now, Forza and Starfield are on the way, and they're going to be the first games to have a PS5 Pro enhancement.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh my god, dude.
That was a good chuckle. I'm like, yeah, right? We kind of knew this was happening.
Well, it's gonna happen regardless. Like, you're gonna get a Sea of Thieves update.
What do they add to the games? I mean, Starfield just added a buggy, which I watched Reforge gameplay. It's worse than GTA 3's cars physics.
I'm not even touching that thing.
And Forza, I played and I loved, but that was 3 years ago.
Oh damn!
Like, they better add something new. Like, I don't know, like mini cars, or maybe like freaking bikes or planes or something.
Well, they missed out on that stuff. Like they used to have all that stuff, and now they don't. Like, it's just oh shit, did my thing mess up? There we go. No. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't hit anything there. Yo, the good up on 23 with the $5. He goes, so broke ass Sony outbid $1 trillion company. Exactly. $80 billion. And they got like, oh yeah. That's what I mean. Like, they didn't spend, like, they didn't have to break headlines. They spent
so much money.
They didn't have to break headlines to get the Deathloop and shit like that. Microsoft had to spend $7 billion to get Deathloop and Game Pass a year later. And then Ghostwire Tokyo with worse ray tracing than the PlayStation version. Like, come on, they spent, like, it's ridiculous. It is.
How bad is that Series X? Like, I know it's probably the Series S parity, but like, even if they ported just the Series X and it still had those issues, that Series X must have been put together with bubblegum and duct tape.
You're my number one customer.
I think the X is plenty capable. I think it's because of the S.
Of the S.
That's the thing.
If they just released the X, they would have been fine.
Yeah, I think so. But everybody's like
scalability
and all this other stuff, dude. It wasn't. It was.
Yeah, look how well that works for PCs.
Yeah, they were so, at that time, they needed growth. They needed justification of Game Pass. They needed the growth. So in order to grow, they said, hey, put out a cheap console. We'll get the subscriptions. We'll grow. Remember, that was Dollar Bill Phil. Dollar Bill Phil, basically. He had to get everybody on board. They had Chips Ahoy, only for $1, $10, $10. It was $9.99, $9.99. Everywhere they marketed the shit out of that thing. They were giving out Game Pass pins at PAX. They were making you just get 3 months for playing at Chips Ahoy and eating and playing Sea of Thieves. They were throwing it away because it was all about get as many people on Game Pass as possible, and that's why they said we'll do a high-end one for those, and we're going to do a low-end one to try to saturate the market in order to grow the service as fast as we could. And what's crazy is that the world was aligned with that model. We were on lockdown. The PlayStation was impossible to find. Even the X was kind of hard to find. The S was like the first console that was available to just go buy. And the world aligned. You couldn't ask for a more perfect scenario for Game Pass and the S. And the fact that they couldn't capitalize on that. Hell, they couldn't even capitalize on video messaging with all their hype of Teams and video chat. Goddamn, what was that? That friggin' video chat took over out of nowhere. You're talking about everybody has Windows computers. Zoom took over the world. Meanwhile, Microsoft was the one talking about remote work and work from home and Teams and all this stuff. And Zoom came in and zoomed out their ass. The world aligned for Game Pass and S to succeed. The money was tight. People were losing their jobs. People were on lockdown. The PS5 was impossible to find. And the S was sitting there, booster on a shelf. You could have bought a booster in a box and go subscribe to Game Pass and never leave your home. And they still couldn't capitalize on that. It's crazy. The everything aligned for them. You couldn't ask for a better scenario. The PlayStation was impossible to find, chip shortages, and they were able to get those S's out. Cloud gaming, everything. Remote play, all this stuff, all this shit. Like, you couldn't go buy anything. Digital delivery. The world aligned for them, and they could not capitalize on that. That's how they suck so bad. Like, how do you have the globe align for your vision and you couldn't deliver? Yeah. So, yeah, I just don't understand it. They still blew it. Exactly, Josh. They still blew it.
Microsoft's been having always had a habit of shooting themselves in the foot.
They always did.
It all started all the way back when, Donnie D said, oh, you want an offline console? We got one for you. It's called the 360.
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
that's was confidence
great, Donnie
right
there.
D.
That's confidence right there.
Yeah, see, Phil had to come in. Says it right there. He goes, the only reason why he bought an S was there was no other choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That PS5 not able, like, the PS5 was still outselling Xbox, and it was still impossible to find for years. Right? Stock shortages, right? And it still was outselling
2022. 2022, they started getting the stocks a lot better, and that's when I just saw so many people I knew just getting PlayStation 5s. Hell, I even saw my Xbox friends now recently with all this Xbox shit going on. They got PlayStation 5s.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like this now, the stars have aligned against them. Like, this is the worst time for them. You got your games coming to PlayStation. You decided to bring your exclusive games to PlayStation as they're about to release a more powerful hardware. You're talking about a portable Xbox when the Switch 2 is on the horizon. This is like the worst possible scenario for them if they still believe in anything Xbox. Like, this is it. Steam blew up the world with the Steam Deck, destroyed your mobile vision right there. The cloud services have taken over, and they're not yours. You know what I mean?
No,
like NVIDIA.
You sell them to Ubisoft.
NVIDIA, and that's the other thing. You spend so much money now, you don't even have like control over your Activision IP outside the United States. It's by Ubisoft.
No, Ubisoft is in control.
Exactly. Like, you've lost. Like the only thing that they're gonna try to do is salvage anything by milking off their competition, trying to sell games on PlayStation, on Steam. They're trying to make their money back that way. And what they're hoping is that they sell enough on those platforms to subsidize them giving the games away in the subscription. And because we know that that's not going to work, they've increased the price of the subscription to try to offset that compromise, because they got to make their money. It's a loss in Game Pass, but to offset that loss, they're hoping that PlayStation and Steam and eventually the Switch pay
for it.
Pay for it. The problem is you can't release janky Jones. You got to release bangers.
Can't release crap games.
You cannot release crap games where Janky Jones is sitting next to goddamn Ghost of Tsushima 2. The Janky Jones ain't going anywhere. Like, you can't do that. So you got to have even more quality in your games, because now you're putting them where other quality games exist and a lot more competition.
Yeah.
Janky Jones might do well when you're giving your Xboxes, keeping them in the dark and feeding them shit like a mushroom. Janky Jones might be good. But if Janky Jones is going out there and sitting next to WuKong and Stellar Blades and Ghost of Tsushima 2s and Death Stranding 2s and shit, Janky Jones is going to be face down, ass up in a hole. Like, you can't put trash out there. That's the problem. You got to make sure that shit is fine. Like, you can't put Sea of Thieves, the launch edition, on PlayStation. Nobody wants that shit. 7 years of updates, then put Sea of Thieves over there. Now it's actually a competent game. See you later, Niku. Good night, man. But yeah, but I'm glad we went live. We saw breaking news right here. Just a breaking news of the goddamn internet right there.
It's crazy. That's
everybody likes my Janky Jones, dude. That's why you come here to the Gaming Grindhouse, because this is where all the old origins of sayings and memes and all those things, like off good friends here.
I see a lot of your memes everywhere. I'm like, yeah, I know where that came from.
Yeah, I know. I hear them too. Hey, it is all right. I hear people going bleeding ass, and I hear people go like all my sayings and shit like that. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Because I don't hear them anywhere else besides mine, because I come up with them. And actually, I don't even think about them. They just come out of my mouth, because that's just who I am. I just think that way. That's why I know they are. Janky Jones. Janky Jones is a Janky Uppercut. And also, too, nobody has the world of YouTube and Twitter at their fingertips, and you could become on a Grinds Bite.
25. It's coming.
Anytime.
Great Circle is
part of a remix,
December.
part of a song.
Oh, PlayStation.
Anywhere. Vicky, you better watch out. Your ass will be on here next.
I can go directly to Blacknuts.
Be careful. We got True Virgil with Goggle My Balls. We're going to have to look up one for you next.
Avowed is juicy 30 frames.
That's a good one. Oh, man. But there we go.
I can't believe that game is 30 frames per second.
Dude, no, it's not 30 frames. It is...
Avowed is juicy 30 frames.
From here on out, it's a juicy 30.
Okay.
We don't talk about it. It's not just 30
Juicy
frames.
30.
Because from the developer's mouth, he says juicy 30. There you go.
Why would you say juicy 30 frames per second?
He said it's better than PC. He said this is better than PC.
I like to see how that works out when the game releases, because I can guarantee you that probably won't be the case.
I was criticizing the media this afternoon when they're like, oh, it's better than PC. Like, oh, what he probably meant. I'm like, why didn't nobody ask him? He probably meant the mid-range PC. I'm like, where the fuck was everybody? Nobody asked him. Oh, man. Like, nobody asked him, but he probably meant the mid-gen. Then if that is a jarring response from them, you should ask for clarification.
Yeah, get some clarity.
Yeah. Well, wait a second. What do you mean it's running better than PC at a juicy 30? Like, explain. What kind of PC we are referring to? Like, like, seriously, nobody did a follow-up question? They just let the guy run his mouth like that? They're like, oh, okay. No, we gotta leave. That's it. We chase her out. Don't worry. We gotta.
Can you goggle my balls? Goggle my balls in your jaw. This is the remix.
That's the remix. I don't even know where the original is.
Did you manage to get everything back after your soundboard basically died on you?
Oh yeah, it's still here in the graveyard. I don't even know what to do with it, but yeah, I had to redo everything. But this one now I can record on the fly. I got all my sound back.
When
it took
did
a
that,
week.
it was funny. I was
Dude,
like, what is going on?
It's like a glitch in the system, man. It was like just like going like, oh, yeah, I don't know. It just kept going like crazy, and I couldn't turn it off. Like, it was wild.
It's had a mind of its own.
It did, dude. It took over itself. It was like crazy. But I like this
you
one.
Went
this new
you
microphone.
went from Mickey Mouse to Arnold Schwarzenegger in like a second.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I don't know what the hell's going on. And I was just like talking. And I was like, if I put it on low, it gives me my normal voice. But then all of a sudden, it will just go into low. Yeah, it was wild doing that. Let me see if there's any other breaking news from here. But I think it's late. I think everybody's sleeping now, so I don't see any.
It's getting pretty late, especially if you're on the East Coast.
Yeah, I know it is late. It's 1 o'clock here, but I kept the Grindhouse late night. The juice is coming. That's right. Let's see if everybody's retracting. Oh, Metacritic. Oh yeah, the embargo too with Metacritic for Astrobot. Astrobot's review codes went out, so all these people going like, "Is a pro necessary?" They got Astrobot codes and all that other shit. Like, you know, they got all those. So Astrobot is probably gonna be a good palate cleanse for everybody. So like, we'll be there.
They'll be dancing in this. They'll be dancing in the flower beds with that game.
Here you go. Here's now Gaming's Mankind. Just he put it in a post form here. There you go. Jeff Grubb says he spoke to one of his sources and they told him there's no PS5 exclusivity deal in place for WuKong. Then business class Nick, Shapeshell Nick says, that's not what I heard. Like, Tassie has his tweet saying, a source with knowledge of the situation has told me Black Myth WuKong is not currently on Xbox because of an exclusivity deal, and it's not delayed because of any technical issue. Then Shapeshell Nick says, that's not what I heard. I heard there was a misunderstanding around this stuff. I heard Sony only paid to help the port get done. No exclusivity. And then Jeff Grubb says he spoke to someone and he said, I'm telling you, it's all the same person, dude. It's the same dude. I'm going to tell you right now, it's the same person just fucking with you. That's what it is, because you guys,
Yeah, but I was looking at the chat. One of the grinders said if you take China out of the equation, WuKong would have barely been a bleep on the screen. And I agree with that. Like, I think WuKong sold extremely well in China, but like if it didn't come outside of China, like if it was exclusively in China, no one would have cared. None of this crap would have been a thing.
Well, yeah. If the game wasn't that great, or if it wasn't taking all this, everybody's playing it, it's streaming it, talking about it. Yeah, if it didn't have this PR and stuff like that, like nobody would care that it wasn't on Xbox. That's what I mean. It's a knee-jerk reaction, just like when Baldur's Gate came out. Like people were hyped for Baldur's Gate, but not to the level when that game came out. And then after the game came out, that's when Phil was like, "It's nice to have games." Like, and even when Phil said. Even when Helldivers 2 released, Phil Spencer stirred the shit. I remember that. Do you remember? Even when Helldivers 2, Phil Spencer sat there going, it would be nice to have the game like Helldivers on our platform. Like, he stirred the shit. I'm like, dude, like, shut up.
Well,
do
Helldivers is Sony's IP. Like, Arrowhead just made the game.
Do you remember? Like, you remember when Phil,
I remember.
After it came out.
Yeah, he was sitting there begging for the game. Meanwhile, he had that emergency podcast with Sarah Bond and Matt Booty where they just reiterated the same crap they said for the last 8 years.
Exactly. And what's crazy is that, like, it was this, and then what it did is created this whole narrative about exclusivity and, like, it's not fair. Like, put Helldivers, more people to play the game. And everybody went on this thing because Phil stirred the shit pot. And go like, well, it would be nice if we get everybody could play. Like, shut up. Like, make your own fucking games. Like, you just bought $80 billion for Call of Duty. Grow a pair. But what he did was he stirred the pot and he got the narrative out there. Mm-hmm. And now Black Myth comes out there and now he's not saying anything. And, they're trying to stir the pot again, a reactionary thing with the whole situation. Like they always want to be me too.
Can't say anything anymore.
But yeah, they always want to be me too when something hits, but they're not there with the game itself. You could whine and cry all you want, whether it's a tech issue, whether it's exclusivity. The fact is, it's not on your platform. That's a fucking problem for you to figure out. That's what you need to do. You have people. You're a $1 trillion company. You don't have any insiders to kind of help.
Like, where's your tech team helping with the memory leak of Black Myth WuKong?
Getting it to work. Same thing with Baldur's Gate. Where were you before Baldur's Gate released to make sure that it would release the same time as everywhere? Instead, after the game releases and after it's a hit, then it comes out like, oh, the dev says we can't get it to run on the S, or we're having technical issues. Then you send somebody over to get the game coming out in the ass fuck end of December. After it won the awards, it was all done, then you get it sent out there. Like, come on, like, where are you when shit's going down? You can't be knee-jerk reactionary. And it happens with the media too. Help, like, look at all the things like, oh, Halo's delayed. Oh, I heard it's fine. Just like Avowed. I heard it's fine. It's just for polish. Halo was polished and still came out looking the way it did and still come out missing modes. But it was delayed for polish.
What they did to Halo just pissed me off so much.
But then what happens is that after Halo releases and after people realize that the content's not coming, then they go, yeah, I heard there's trouble over at 343. I heard this. I heard. All of a sudden now, after the fact, we hear about problems at the studio. That's
everything.
Jez all the time after the fact. It's like, dude, where were you during the shit to give us a forewarning that this game is in trouble? Oh, you won't share that news on your show. You're going to share it, though, after the thing releases. Redfall, for example. Before Redfall, it was a potential game of the year, what they were saying. But then after Redfall comes out, they're like, oh, yeah, I heard the same thing that Phil was saying. There were some issues with the studio. There were some issues. I heard that. Oh, after, you fucker, after. But nobody gave you. Yeah, nobody said before it released, like, yo, this game's coming in hot. There's been issues at the studio. Yeah, they won't say it in advance. It's always after the fact. Like, oh, it's excuses. And that's the thing. It's not a forewarning. You don't want to stir the pot and get that bad publicity out there. You rather do it there. And now all this Black Myth WuKong shit. But when they said Black Myth WuKong coming to PlayStation and PC, that should have been the warning sign and going, Xbox, where the hell's your version? But nobody asked that. It wasn't until the game was a big, then now all of a sudden now they're like, me too. But this is how we get in the conversation. Sony blacklisted us. Sony blocked us. Like, so the little baby Sony was able to outbid $1 trillion company who just spent $80 billion. But come on. You spent it on the wrong. You bet on the wrong horse. That's what happened. You spent $80 billion on fluff. That's what.
And now they have to put their games on PlayStation and Nintendo to make that money back.
Because they spent so much money on a bunch of fluff. Meanwhile, they could have took $80 billion. They could have bought exclusivity. They could have reinvigorated some franchises, brought back some franchises, bought other company to partner with somebody to build it. I always had that quote from Phil. I don't know if I still even have it on my soundboard, where he completely was totally different about yeah, I don't even think I even have it on this one anymore. Where he said about, like, we could just partner with them, and that's just as good as us owning them. When he did that interview with Ryan McCaffrey.
I remember that was a long time ago.
It was back when the Xbox One was releasing. I
remember that. Yeah, that's when they had that Forza Motorsport 5.
He's like, just buy Titanfall devs. Just buy them. And he's like, we don't need to buy them. We're doing great. We're just partnering with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we.
And then in like the court case, you find out that they were going to try to buy Nintendo again and buy Square Enix and buy Sega and buy this and buy that. I'm like, you guys just want to buy all this shit because look what's happening now.
Exactly. Yeah, they just want to buy. But yeah, like he was like, because what was it? It was when the One X came out, and it was the One X. No, it was the One X. No, it was the Xbox One. It was the Xbox One.
Xbox.
Yeah, and they were telling, why don't you just buy Titanfall? Why don't you just? But he's like, I don't need to buy anybody. Like, did we work great with partnerships? Like, we have the partnership with the dev was a fucking Insomniac. That's fine. I don't need to buy people. It was just as good as owning them. And I was like,
Mhm.
and
I mean, like, even if you like dig deep, I still don't know what caused them to do these panic buys. I don't know if it's just because they were becoming more irrelevant and PlayStation was just getting bigger and bigger, or if it like was something they seriously believed in.
I don't know, man. I don't know what know why, because they had to grow and they had to grow fast, and that's the thing. They needed to.
Yeah.
And what happened was, if you remember back with Game Pass, it was this. They wanted to put their games in there as a flywheel, so they put their shit in there first, and then other publishers and developers see their game get traction, and then they want to put their game in there. That was their plan. Phil said it a bunch of times, like, it's the flywheel stuff, and that we're going to put our stuff that will get it going, the momentum going, and then other publishers will see, hey, if they're willing to put their games in there and they're having success, we'll do our games. Problem was, nobody bought in on it. You could hear even Strauss Zelnick, like, they're hostile. And then what happened was, what they were trying to do was get a big enough install base so that it was marketable to those publishers to get into this service. Oh, we're at 4 million, we're 5 million, we're growing. Just like the Switch, nobody give a shit about Nintendo after the Wii U, right? Everybody was pulling out after the Wii. Everybody jumped on the Wii, then the Wii U, everybody pulled out. Third party was like, fuck Nintendo. But then what happened? They came crawling right back when the Switch started selling like goddamn hotcakes and had a huge install base.
Everything was getting a Switch version.
Everybody came crawling back to Nintendo. Why? Because Nintendo was selling. So what Microsoft tried to do is the same exact thing. They're like, hey, if we get 5, 10 million, 40 million, 30 million people in Game Pass, publishers will be like, yo, that is huge. I could put my game in there.
Yeah.
And that's why they were in that panic of growth. Well, what happened was that after COVID, all that false growth, it flatlined. And then they looked at PC. And now it flatlined. And now there's no growth in Game Pass. And they actually probably losing people. So what do they have to do?
Are they still at 34 mil, or are they losing subscribers?
Who knows what the hell the numbers are? They're never going to tell you lower than 34 mil.
Oh no, they'll never tell you.
But but that was the plan. And then what happened was that they
anything to grow Game Pass.
And then when Game Pass wasn't growing, they're like, okay, well, we got to get us games are not coming out fast enough to get people to stay in Game Pass or to get people to come into it. We buy some studios. They didn't come out. Like, those studios that they bought in 2018 were supposed to be pumping out games in between the big ones. Per Matt Booty, they were supposed to come out with
these games were supposed to come out like 2020.
Yeah, they were supposed to pump out little games in between the big ones, like your Halo and Forzas and Gears,
and then we never got them.
Exactly. Those studios, I don't know what happened to them, but like, Compulsion Games, like, they were purchased in 2018. They finally showed a game now.
Yeah, it was what is it? Midnight.
The Road to Midnight, whatever. That looks pretty good, but like, it took them that friggin' long to do that, and it's like, those were supposed to be little games in between your Halo and your Gears E edition. You know what I mean? Like, so but that should have happened like in early 20s, not 2024. That should have happened 22, 21. They can blame COVID all they want. But the thing is that they needed to grow. Then when they stop growing, they go, okay, well, publishers are not coming to us. So what do we have to do? Buy the publishers. And now we could put those games. We're never like, and you heard it during the court documents. They never were going to put those games in Game Pass. Big Booty Bobby said it. I was never going to.
I find it funny though. They put them in PlayStation Plus though, but they wouldn't put them in Game Pass.
Yeah, but Microsoft wanted the day one games. They didn't want the legacy. Dude, look,
they didn't want to wait.
Dude, they have so much legacy games in Activision. They didn't even put anything this whole year in Game Pass.
No, not the Transformers games, not the Spider-Man games, not anything. Hell, Activision made a racing game.
Guitar Hero. They got the fucking Guitar Hero thing. They got it out now. Bring back Guitar Hero. Plug it in your Xbox. You could buy the PDP guitar. Shit, bring back Guitar Hero. Done. Like, come on, like it writes itself. But nope, that's all. They didn't do any of it stuff.
No, they
None
want
of
to
the
focus
legacy
on
Activision
franchises
games.
now.
Nothing.
Not even the old Call of Duties.
Nope, not even the old Call of Duty. No, why? Because they don't want to dilute the Call of Duty market. They got to make sure everybody's hungry for the new one. They were able to put last year's Call of Duty in there as a pacifier because they know that a whole tier of the middle Game Pass are not getting the new Call of Duty in Game Pass. So as a way to compromise that, they gave them last year's Call of Duty. But the thing is that the publishers weren't coming to them, so they said, let's use our money and buy the publishers. Now we could get the big games in our service, like Starfield and stuff, because those games are never going to even see the light of day. So that's what happened. No. They pivoted, realizing that, guys, the growth is not attracting anybody. We got to go out and just buy them. You know, we put down the bait. Nobody's coming to eat the bait. Let's just go right to the thing, buy the whole company, and now we control where it releases. And that's what they did. Yep. That's what they did. And then they just went bigger. Then they're like, okay, well, Bethesda didn't do shit for us because they never announced an increase with Bethesda. So then they said, Call of Duty, Bobby Kotick was caught grabbing ass. We got him for a low price. Let's go buy the biggest company and get Call of Duty. Exactly. And then that was it. And then now they're all where they are. And now they spent all this money to get all this content in Game Pass. And the thing is that Game Pass is a loss. And now they need to sell the games to get money back. So they're trying to do a 180 now, back to selling games is important because that's how we get money back. And the problem is they create a whole culture of pocket watches that say this service is great for free. So they say, okay, guess what, suckers? We're increasing the prices. And now $20 a month, that don't sound like a great as a deal it was when it used to be 10. Now it's 20. And it's probably going to go up more. And the thing is like, they're between a rock and a hard place right now. They're charging really high because $20 a month, that's not a Peacock prices or Peacock or Paramount Plus, like $10 a month. Shit's up. That's like one of the highest subscriptions. That's like a fucking family plan of music. That's just for one person. That's not a family plan at all. That's like if your kids want to play that account too, they're sharing your account. That's not what happened to the family account? They beta tested it.
I don't know. I think that's still a thing, but I don't know if
it's not. They shut it down. They just
beta tested it. I remember now. Yeah.
So that's it. So like, yeah, you're right. It's $20 for one account, unless you share play with somebody. You share it with somebody, but it's a lot, and that's the problem. Like they're between a rock and a hard place, and now they got to sell their games, and they got to hope that it sells. Oh, Ace07 said Jez said they're getting they like getting pumped out. They need Phil's meat to grow and swell. What the fuck? I didn't say anything. I didn't say that shit. Oh shit, pull it out. Damn, I didn't say any of that shit. I was trying to find that Phil Spencer interview from back in the when was it, 2020? Is it this one? Let me see. Yeah, I think this is the one. Is this the one? You know, and you want to know what? Something I'm going to give you guys a grinder bonus at 1:30 in the morning. Let me just to kind of talk about. We talk about media and all that other stuff, and a lot of OG grinders are going to appreciate this one. But I got to play this. This thing came up in my feed. I don't know why, but from back in my Planet Xbox days, and I thought I'll like play this here. Let me see if I have this saved. I wanted to play it while I had some grinders on here. I want you guys to hear this shit. Because it's pretty crazy. Is this it? That's not it. I thought I saved it to watch later. Why does this thing filter like this? Oh, is that? No, that's not it. Oh shit, is this the one? Oh no, that's not the one. I wanted to play this because it was right when Game Pass got announced. And I let's see. Oh, dude, where the hell? I thought I had it on watch later, or if I go back to history, it's gonna be like freaking way back. Oh no, it might not be too far back. Hold on, hold the phone, grinders. I'll give you some thinking music. But yeah, Cosmic, do you think any So are you looking at Twitter, seeing anything else updated at all?
No, not at the moment. I don't see anything.
Nothing there. All right, here it is. So this is back in the day, dude. Like this was the crew. I gotta say, this was a really good time. This is what got me breaking into podcasting and stuff. So shout out to everybody. And it's still around. There's Smooth. There's Frogs. There's Addict, Gaming Addict, me, Merc. So shout out to the old school, everybody. This is crazy. So this is
this
back.
was fun at Xbox.
Yeah, playing Xbox, man. This is the real deal. This is the good times. Xbox 52 development, and this is what year was this? Holy crap! I don't even know what year. 6 years ago.
Oh my god.
Yo, 6 years ago. You want to hear? You want to hear Young Grinder? Here's Young Grinder. Listen to me here.
You excited for next generation from the console?
Oh man, there I am. My little mic.
Your rig, but it may not put them there. Put them there. It'll be one-stop shop, but they don't. So I'm not a PC game. I don't have a work. I'm not going to say the game's not going to be bad. So Microsoft's game's going to be great, but next generation is going to be really weird when PlayStation's like, here's the 5, and here's a game that only is played for the 5. But how do you say, well, here's the Xbox 2. Why would you run out and go buy it? It's just because you don't prefer. Is if you don't prefer PC, you go run out and buy it. But how is that attracting and growing the console market, which I know they don't care about? So that's the whole problem with this next generation. They don't care about the console market anymore.
Man, right? Well, we're the minority, man. We're the minority that have the PC.
Merc moved to PC.
That are out there, like, building a PC and playing these games on PC. Because if
you go run out and buy it, but how is that attracting and growing?
Picture.
Yo, Frog, the Battletoads picture, dude. Let's see what else I was saying back to this one.
I would say Alan Wake, though, with the way that story was with the
Alan Wake. But yeah, I had a problem with the whole, like, how do you market to a next gen Xbox when you have games being built for the PS5 and you got games that are not built for the Xbox hardware? What makes you run out and buy it? And that was 6 years ago. I was talking about the next gen. This is before the One X came out. But it's common sense. It's like, dude, how do you sell the next gen console when you're not making games specifically for that console? What is the need to buy it? Because Microsoft was putting their games on PC and console day one, and it's like, well, then why do I buy a console? And now we find out why this generation is less than the previous generation. There's no urgency to buy it.
A story that's
they never give you a
Master
reason.
Chief. I think you saw visually some of the capabilities.
Oh, I was reading Phil Spencer quotes, dude. But yeah, I just heard that
Halo.
part where I was asking, yo, I got to go back and listen to some more of these things. But it's been pretty friggin' crazy going back and hearing that stuff. But yeah, like
how much has changed? Yeah,
not much. Like, it's crazy of like how the like I had concerns with Game Pass diluting their games. I had concerns with what their games will look like in a subscription service. And then I had problems with the whole, like, putting their games everywhere and not emphasizing the console and really. And then you heard what it was. It was like, oh, we're the minority. Dude, PlayStation, 68 million consoles were sold. Who's the minority in the consoles? Like, the console owner is. PlayStation's selling a crazy boatload. Like consoles are a part of gaming. Like, and there is PC's gaming as well. But like the consoles, we're not a minority thing. We're Phil Spencer. What's crazy is that Phil Spencer, I always have him. Phil Spencer's right here. He says that they're the person that buys the most. They're your hardcore. They're your line one. Right? They're the first person that buys and pre-orders and spends the most and buys your ecosystem. They're the people that you need to impress, because word of mouth, just like they try to do on Twitter, word of mouth is the most important thing. And, when you lose your way with your core audience, with your fans, and they don't know where you're going, how are they going to be able to kind of to recommend your product to people that don't know? Like you said, you had your Xbox friends. Did you have to go around, knock on their door, saying go buy a PlayStation?
Nope.
No.
They texted me. They called me. They were like, bro, I'm tired of Phil shit, so I'm getting a PlayStation 5.
There you go. You didn't have to do marketing. You have to say PlayStation's the best value. You don't have to go knock on their doors, go chant in their streets, go watch my show. You didn't have to do any of that stuff.
No, these were my buddies from the Halo 3 days. Like, that's how far back this goes.
Exactly. I know. My friends too. Like, I'm telling you, like, nobody's around anymore. It's like a desert over there. I turn on my Xbox, my friends list there. I'm like, people I used to play with all the time, they're gone. Either I don't know where they went. I don't know if they went to PlayStation or they just stopped gaming, but dude, they're gone. But the thing is that you didn't have to run around and go, it's the best value in gaming. It's the best thing. Trust me, dude. Like, you don't have to sell it. It sells itself. And that was always the problem with Game Pass, was that they had to do all this extra promotion and PR and convince people. And it's like, you've been telling people since 2017 it's the best value in gaming. It's 2024 and it's not growing. 7 years later, give it up. If you still have to... Oh, I was listening to some other podcast and they're like, my friends don't even know what Game Pass is. I'm like, I got to tell them. I'm like, that's not a you problem. That's a Microsoft problem.
Yeah, they need to market it. But it's like, it's like the used car salesman that's trying to sell you a car that you really, really don't want.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, yeah, like if I have
the door falls off,
yeah,
the mirrors don't work, the engine doesn't start, that's basically what Game Pass is. It's like, here's this service that we really want you to have, but I know a lot of people really don't want.
Yep. Exactly. And if you got to work that hard to sell somebody on that, like I said, you didn't have to go around. They called you and they just said, hey, well, I'm getting a PlayStation, because the thing just sold itself. Or Microsoft dug themselves in such a hole so bad that people have made a choice.
They needed another outlet. And
the thing is that the fact that they're bringing games to the PlayStation and stuff like that, like now it's like, hey, even if you were waiting for it, and then the way they're doing it, dude. The way they're doing it, they're celebrating their games coming to PlayStation.
Oh my God, the way they when I watched the live stream of Gamescom and the way they revealed Indiana Jones, I was like, no fucking way they just did that.
Yeah.
There's no way they just revealed that, oh, it's coming to PlayStation 5. I'm like, you don't do that on live air in front of thousands of people who are there to watch the show.
I sent Vicky out to pasture. You don't come in here and insult the Grindhouse. You go suck an ass. You come back in here, Vicky be banned from the gaming Grindhouse. You don't come in here and insult people. That's enough of that. That's it. Now, and then also, while you're out there, I'm going to play a nice goggle your balls for you. That's right. That's what you do. Send her out. Go suck some ass.
In your jaw, this is the remix.
That's where they go. Hell out of here. Sad cases of people. Hell out of here. You're trash. Go trash in this thing. You go to Phil and Spencer chat to talk that trash. She went too far this time. Dude, she came in here and she's like, you all failed in life. Like, get the fuck out of here. Take a walk. I don't need that shit in there. The hell out of here with that shit. Really? That's what you take in gaming? You better be careful, True Virgil. You I tolerate. You got a song and everything. True Virgil I know is he believes in this. He can't sit here and listen to all this stuff and still believe what he believes, even though he loves Redfall and he still thinks I played it wrong. But True Virgil, we keep True Virgil here. He's good people. Don't get on it. We keep True Virgil around. He'll turn it. We keep him there. He's a good sport. We get True Virgil. He's good. He's chill. You better be chill. Watch it. It's late now. Now I'm going to start. The band ham is coming. The band cam is coming. That's right. You couldn't handle it. Can't handle it. And that's the thing. Like, people like sit there and it's just like, shit. True Virgil, was that your other account, True Virgil? We found it out. There it is.
I would have been.
We found out Vicky was Virgil's alternate account. We knew it. Just like we're talking about the inside is the same person. True Virgil's like this. He's like, that's his nasty side. He's like, True Virgil's like, I'm gonna do my other side, but then I'm gonna be my nasty Vicky side. The True Virgil's Vicky's account. Holy shit! Vicky changed that PFP. Yeah, now you would come in the chat and be like, you fat, like that's just messed up. Anyway, it's too late. I shouldn't be seeing that thing. Yeah, see, that's messed up. You don't say that, Delta, all right? Like that's wrong. Like, come on. You could say we don't believe you. Like True Virgil says, I'm lying, I'm bootleg. Yeah, that's all fine. You don't say that thing. It's True Virgil. True Virgil. It's your alternate account. It is. It's two people. But man. Yeah, wow, that's it. That's wild. But yeah, so anyway, Grinders, I think we wrap this show up. It is late. Yo, Cosmic, it's been a pleasure. Did you have any final thoughts on this? Let me double check double Twitter while we have everybody here. Let's double check. Let's see if anybody is saying anything.
Yeah.
We're pulling back notes, so everybody's sleeping. Let's see.
I would imagine probably by the time we wake up, there's going to be a crap load of retractors and saying, oh, my sources were wrong and all this other kind of crap. It's the usual gaming media shit show that it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's my God. Now and also this whole Congress thing that they're bringing up, like Sony had to reveal its exclusivity. Dude, that was because of the subpoena.
Posted that shit. I was like, what?
Oh, my God. It was because of the subpoena last year that Sony wanted to counter Microsoft's thing. And Microsoft called, said, hey, you know what? Sony, show them your exclusivity deals and show that we don't have an advantage. And you got
WuKong
these
was
deals.
not on there.
But it was only up until that time, which was in March of last year. So if they did make a deal with WuKong, it could have been after the time. But the thing is like, Sony's not legally bound from now and forever to reveal their exclusivity deals because of the FTC. It was because they were trying to block that deal, dude. And Microsoft countered it, going, well, you're trying to block this, talking about you're worried about exclusivity. Why don't you show them your exclusivity deals? And then Sony said, well, we'll do it from January until now. March 2023. That's what it is. People think like, no, Sony got to reveal it. It's a lie. It's like, oh, come on, me. Please.
No, because they're not because they can't legally do that. They can't make them reveal everything unless they were in like serious trouble for something. They can't legally do that.
Well, that's what they want to think. They think like, oh, they're like, now we found out the true deal. Sony didn't disclose it. Like sue Sony. Like what? And this guy right here, Homo Ludens? Oh my goodness, who's this guy? He just says here, and even if it was true, what are you going to do about it? Throw a hissy fit? And why didn't $1 trillion Microsoft move fast enough to secure exclusivity first? After all, they bought Bethesda to keep Starfield off PS5, but now they're moving their exclusives to Sony anyway. Exactly. What does it matter? Even if it was true, if it was technical, the fact is that the game is not playable. Like on Xbox, like
it's not there, period.
It's not there. So like that's the fact, and it's not coming there anytime soon. So regardless of whatever it is, somebody messed up, and you don't want to give the ownership to Microsoft. Like, dude, like what are you gonna do? Microsoft should have the vision to say, hey, this game's not running on our console. It didn't pass certification. Well, we'll work overtime to make sure that it meets certification, so we get this game out to our fans, to our platform. Like, where's Microsoft's urgency in working with the devs to get this to work?
Why does Microsoft make it such a difficult process to put games on their platform?
Right. Like,
just why?
Why exactly? Why is this? And wasn't there that other article with that? Oh, that was another one. Where that other company was like, we can't get our game put on Xbox, and then they reached out. Remember? Oh my God!
Oh yeah, it was that indie. It was that indie
game, and they were reaching out to Charla, and they couldn't get past. Like, you scratch your head and go, why is this so difficult? They're like, well, PlayStation, we got through, and then, oh shit, where was that one? I had that for coverage. I didn't even do that one.
They said it took them months to get through the process, and they still are waiting.
And then everybody's like tweeting out that like Jason Ronald, somebody help them, Chris Chawla, somebody. And it's just like, well, you're right. Why is it so difficult? Why is it so difficult?
I think Jason Ronald and Chris Chawla have other important things they've got to do.
Well, he's going to the PAX West. I don't think he's building the next Xbox. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, it's sitting there with media influencers, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Having brunch with media influencers is what he needs to do. Where is the
pictures?
I'm trying to find that. Man, that was like from friggin' weeks ago. Holy shit. I remember they were like calling out for help. Yeah, it was before the Indiana Jones shit. Yeah.
Yeah, this was before Gamescom.
Yeah. Oh my God. And this Ryan McCaffrey thing about, oh my God. Oh man, there's so much I have to go back and do. I gotta have to do another show. This thing.
I saw one where it was Ryan McCaffrey before. He says the only circle that doesn't matter.
Oh yes, I saw that one.
And then it was like later, Indiana Jones is in the Great Circles coming to PlayStation 5.
Yep. Where is it? It is. Is this the dev? Yes, it was Hawk 2. That's what it was. Hawk 2.
I remember.
Hawk 2. It was on my thing from last week. Hawk 2.
Yeah.
Here it is.
They made it. It's such a difficult process from when I read the tweet and everything. It's like a really difficult process for no good reason.
Yeah, this was it. It's like, and like this just kind of close with what you were saying here. You know, we're deeply sorry that we have failed to meet the expectations of the Xbox players. Hawk 2 will not be coming to Xbox. Thank you. Another like here it is. Is this a Sony money hat?
Skip.
Like this is the dev coming out.
Skip. Yeah. But skip. Where you go?
This is what I mean. Like
Simple as that.
they go, thank you for your help. However, the process of getting our game on Xbox, we have counted numerous obstacles. What seems to be like a simple procedure turned out to be a nightmare due to many bugs in the Microsoft Partner Center, preventing us from successfully completing account registrations. Even Microsoft's support services system had bugs, making it impossible to initiate inquiries about our issues. This is unbelievable for developers. We informed ID at Xbox about our predicament, and they were powerless to help us as it apparently falls outside of their scope of responsibility and seems to be a Microsoft issue. So ID at Xbox said it's not us issue, it's a Microsoft issue. Oh shit. Hawk is a game. Hawk 2 is the game. Delta Victor, Hawk is a game, and these are the devs, indie devs, that are saying what an issue is that they're not bringing it to Xbox because of this. But
yeah, and Xbox doesn't have an indie world kind of thing anymore, right?
But you're right. Like, why? This is not no Sony money hat, and it's coming to PlayStation, and they say like right here.
Yeah.
In reality, porting the Xbox version of our game would have taken less than 2 weeks. But we spent over 14 months trying to apply for game publication and complete Microsoft Partner Identity registration. This experience has been terrible because we can feel the enthusiasm from the Xbox community, yet struggle to resolve problems. We want to share Hawk's adventure with more players, but developmental funds are extremely tight and we can't afford to wait any longer. As a result, we've ultimately decided to abandon the Xbox platform release. We deeply regret the outcome and we've done our best. And then there you go. And somebody just asked the question, how's the Xbox version going? Because look what they did. Big news. Tons of you, Hawk 2. They go, how's the Xbox coming? And then just get and there you go. Like the PS5 version's fine, they said. And then all these people like, please help them. And there I go, another Xbox skit. Exactly. Josh is like, what are we doing here? Zuby says, damn. And then here you go. Larry Herb says, oh my God, I'm sorry to hear about this. I wish I could help. Dude, they are a disaster. The fact that the dev has to do this, and here comes everybody, all the Xbox guys. Phil, support, help him. And then yo, look at this. This is fucking hilarious, dude. This is the fun shit that you come here late at night for. Look at this. The Killer Torsi. He's like, let's see how many, who he is. This guy, he loves Xbox. Look, he has Xbox all over the place. He has 148 followers. He's going to save the day of the devs. He goes, Phil. Oh, shit. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, no. Where'd he go? Did I miss it because I went backwards? This stupid thing. Oh, my God. Is this the... Did I go backwards? Oh, no. Here it is. He goes... Phil, Xbox support, is this something that can be resolved? Devs shouldn't be having issues. And then Xbox report responds to him. Hello, please follow our Xbox support page on page X in order to be able to receive direct messages regarding your issue.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
That was the way that helped.
Sir, please refer and create a help desk ticket for this issue to save the devs.
That's a great way to show that you care.
Oh shit! Let's create a help desk ticket. It's like, thank you, Xbox support. Save it, please. Sir, please create a help desk ticket for the devs. They had a bot answer them. Wow, a bot reply. It says, oh, he gets a bot reply. Bots with bots. Fucking hilarious. A bot response. Dude, he's like, he thinks he's gonna save the day. He's like, I'll save you, devs. I know I can tag Phil and Xbox support. We'll get an answer right away for you. Oh shit. Bot on bot crime right there. Oh shit, there we go. Then Haktua. Then they tag Major Nelson. Major Nelson, I know you don't work for Xbox, but your thoughts on this? Help! Haktua says, Haktua! Everybody, they're trying to use, but they're so transparent.
What's Larry Herb been up to these days?
Dude, he's working somewhere else. He got a new job. Bootleg Jez could save the day. There's an ongoing issue. Why don't you do an article about it? Did Bootleg do an article? Oh, no, he blocked me. Xbox, we hear you, they said. Yeah, Jez is just going to say it's not true. They're lying. Hawk2 is lying. The bug did it.
How many more times can the devs be lying before, the devs aren't lying anymore?
Like, seriously, dude. There you go. He saves the day. Jared Shapiro. Phil, Sarah Bond. Are you aware of these issues? Make some adjustments. This is disheartening. Let's see. Anybody say anything? Did anybody ever say anything to anybody? I didn't see anybody about Haktua. It's not your fault. Damn, I won't be playing Hawk. Just spit on that thing. And then they call it console warring. But like the fact is that you're losing the sight of why is this an issue? This is not Sony money hatting. Maybe it's not this. But if there are issues like this, bugs and people not helping, and the ID at Xbox is handing it off to Microsoft, saying, no, this is a Microsoft issue. ID at Xbox, you're fucking Microsoft. Like stop it. Like, don't do that. But these are issues that should not exist with a company that's been doing gaming for over 20 years and started Xbox Live Arcade and worked with indies.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is that that they made this public to get a response because they weren't getting anywhere. And they're at their end right now with financing and stuff to get an answer. And this is their plea. And they had to make it public that you guys are a disaster. A disaster, Ryan. A train wreck.
And their only response was to post a bot response in the
I haven't heard anybody following up. I don't know. Let me click on Hawk2 and see if they got a response. Maybe they did. No, that was from August 17th.
Yeah, that was, 2 weeks ago?
Shit. Oh, did Chris Charlo respond to them? The most number one response is fucking Larry Herbert. Doesn't even work there.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. The 17th, you said? Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Dano said, I spoke to a few devs about this situation, and all of them dealt with bugs to some degree on Xbox certification. Oh shit. Well, it's a problem now. There you go.
They've got bugs even on the certification.
Yep, man.
Oh my god.
Even Tim Sweeney tweeted at Phil. What the fuck?
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Did Phil say anything about this?
I don't think he did.
Microsoft Partner Center.
Again, I think Phil has just been told to keep his mouth shut and only speak when spoken to, basically.
Wow, yeah. I haven't seen... Yeah, I'm going through this, dude. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. And also the same way he acted at Gamescom, it almost seems like he was a little too formal. Like very
he said it was a business. What's the
he was more.
No, he was taking pictures. Yeah, he was taking pictures with the game devs because he has to go out there like fucking Mickey Mouse. Him and Sarah Bond. Oh boy, here I am, everybody. I'm in Mickey. Here I am. Take a picture of Mickey Mouse. The castle. That's what he does. There you go. Take a picture with Phil. That's what he's good for. Tout him out there. He don't do anything. You just take some pictures. You should be working on Haktua. You can't respond to Haktua. No, he didn't respond to him at all. He hyped up his World of Warcraft DLC and Age of Mythology. Dude, Phil me. Oh, yeah. Played some more Mecha Break with his friends. He's playing games while Haktua is falling flat on their face. Yeah, he didn't respond to him. No Haktua. Well, let's see in his replies. Did he ever reply? Let's see his replies. Did he say anything to Hawk? He probably said, Booty, get on that shit. Nah. Phil Spencer had nothing to say to them.
Nothing. Nope.
No, but now here he is. He was busy opening up gifts and you got a present. There you go. Yeah. Doing his PR.
No, Phil only cares when it's a big game that they get skipped out on.
Nah, he's not getting skipped out of this game. What game is this one? Winterboro. There he goes. He gets to play with his baby mouse. Oh boy. A big mouse and a little mouse. I got a big mouse and a little mouse. Look at my little mouse. Oh boy, I put this on my shelf. Oh, you giving me a present? Oh, gosh. Oh. There he is. Haktur is yelling out there. Hawk is like, where? Nobody helps us. There's bugs all over the place. It's like, please create a help desk ticket. Phil Spencer's out there playing a little baby mice.
They're gonna need the Helldivers to get rid of those bugs.
Yeah. Dude, I have no clue. Some fucking indie game that Phil Spencer got there you go. Day one, Game Pass, fuck with a mouse. I don't know what the hell the game this is. Who knows? They gave them a fuck with a mouse. There you go. The big mouse gets a little mouse. It's Project Ratatouille.
Oh.
Oh man, it's too fucking late, dude. All right,
There's a rat controlling Phil the whole time.
Yo, CosmicHero. It is not 1 o'clock. It is 2. It's probably almost pre-dinner time for you over there. Holy shit. Oh man, but CosmicHero, yo, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's a pleasure having you on. After all the time seeing you in the chat and everything, man, it's great to have you on the Gaming Grindhouse. We'll get you back on here another time. But man, Grind is again, tell them where they can find you, CosmicHero. If you're not in the Grindhouse chat, where are you?
You can find me snooping around on Thrifty's show chat sometimes. I might join Thrifty when I get a chance sooner or later. I have an X account. I don't really use it too much because I hate X a lot.
Me too.
But I have it just because some friends have it, and that's why. But you can find me there sometimes. But usually I'm hanging out in the Discord area, so that's usually where you can find me.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Yeah, thank you for Grinds, man. We had over 200 people here on a late night Grinds, man. You guys, you're eager for that Grindhouse.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. I'm going to bed, man. I'm all wound up now. I gotta like walk it off before I gotta lay down in bed. I'm like, oh, my voice. I did a podcast earlier today, so hey, Keep it locked here to Gaming Grindhouse. Tag him in the description. Definitely, we'll tag him in the description. CosmicHero, yo, send me your well, I'll just tag you in from your tweet or whatever right there, right? We'll put you in the description.
Yeah, you can edit that. Yeah,
it's Twitter. Nobody says X. I know, it's so stupid. I hate X. It's so dumb. Even like when it's like, you know, did you X today? Did you just send out the X? Like, no, you tweeted out. Like did you send a message via X? It's the stupidest thing. Elon Musk, you're a clown.
You made that app so much worse.
Oh my god, I made it horrible. There's so many freaking ads. I don't even know what the hell are people, who are people, what's real. Like, it's just ridiculous.
No, it is ridiculous.
It's horrible. So anyway, yeah, hit the like button. I'll tag CosmicHero in the description there, so you have his X account there. But thank you again, Grinders, for coming through. Hit that like button, share it out. Check out the video from earlier today where I talked about the PS5 Pro, and then this one was just a late night rant with the Grinders about WuKong and the media and all the other bullshit. But it really is just a random talk on some of the stuff. But yeah, hit that like button, share it out, keep it locked to your Gaming Grindhouse. More music coming your way as well for the Ultimate Grinders. And thank you again for the VIPs, and use those emojis.